Here we go, friends. We're almost ready to rock and roll. The match is almost upon us. I was in chat just enjoying folks. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I can enjoy the chat, but thank you. We appreciate you all. Let's have a good game. Chance, we're almost ready to go. Servers are back up and running. Everything's all hot to trot. What do we make of this series? Let's break it down once again.
As far as like the maps and modes goes, as far as like the hard point, obviously Toronto is not particularly good, but Paris is a little bit worse. That's why a map like Bocage getting through is interesting, because hey, that's just the slay heavy map, like streamed other kills, and at least for Toronto, one of their finer ones. They're 3-3 on it compared to Paris's 1-5. So obviously good news, I'd say, for the Toronto camp. Tuscan hardpoint always going to be an interesting one, especially if we have new spawns on P3. Like, I don't know who the first team like is going to be to sort of figure it out, how to manipulate it properly, how to actually like start to force people to spawn out. But I mean, I'm glad we just get a look at it in our first series. Tuscan Control is a very interesting one as well, because a team like Toronto, who have not had that slamming power, now that we actually get the adjustment to make the round 5 defense get decided by ticks, they should be in a good spot, because like they're a very objective minded team. I think they're like 3rd or 4th overall in the game for actually capturing ticks. So it very well might be the case that they actually get benefited from this change, even though for the most part across the league, everything will stay the same. If you're bad at control, you'll still be bad at control. If you were great, you will still be great. So it'll only affect the margins, but Toronto might get that slight bump. And as far as the S&D goes, kind of even for both maps, like 2-3 record for both of the teams on Berlin, and both teams have only played Bocage twice. I know for Paris, they've been getting that look quite a few times. I know for Jimbo initially, definitely a struggle point, but I mean, I would say just for Jimbo specifically on the side of Paris Legion, I think that first series he had was like just whiplash of like the head snap. Oh dear God, this is what like the CDL is actually like. Let me make that quick adjustment, and certainly improved in the second series.
It'll be interesting to see how many other teams do really improve when it comes to this control change. Like we talked about FaZe being one of those squads that like, yeah, they don't always get outside, but they play the OBJ really well. We'll see. Ultra could be another one of those guys, almost ready to rock and roll into this first series of the day. First of 3, they're going to be a lot of fun. Again, more Call of Duty this weekend as well. Major 2 next week. Can't wait, friends. Almost ready though. Truthfully, it has been a bit of an issue again getting everyone on the server. Again, I think it might be something to do with Ben being from home. Not certain there, but Bance is doing the best he possibly can. Chance though, we've covered control a lot. We've got a lot of stats when it comes to the Berlin Search and Destroy as well. That is a guaranteed map we will see here. We got a fun one here from Carson, our stats guy, which is the Toronto Ultra. Their offensive attack on Berlin City have only gone B twice in 25 rounds. Those boys don't like the B. It's all about A. Crazy?
That actually is like completely absurd, right? I mean, there's like OpTic, I think, is a prime example of a team that almost like primarily goes B off the rip. So it'd be interesting to see what they do. I know Toronto at the very start of the year was a team that like they like the mid-map hits on Berlin on offense. So willing to mix things up just a touch. And I mean, maybe we'll get to see if they're trying to mix their strats up as well, or show something a bit more diverse. But yeah, out of 25 times, only going to B twice, that is a little bit mind-blowing.
I mean, yes, that's now we've said it out loud. Every other coach is like, oh, really nice. We'll take that. Only going to be twice. Why don't we just stack up A every single round? Just gun them. Well, who knows, though? It could happen again. That's going to be map number 2 in the series. Tuscan Control number 3. We've talked about Tuscan to no end. And yeah, man, that's going to be really interesting. A change that we've been much sought after here in the Call of Duty League here in Vanguard, and we finally got it. Of course, it came with a slew of other changes, but I think this is a really big one to impact the sort of the longevity, you know, the changes across not just the Tuscan, but Gavuta as well. I know a lot of fans were complaining about it. It was an issue for players as well. It really kind of created a one-way ticket to winning the game, which was basically playing for kills. We won't be seeing any more of those stalemate situations. There will be constant action. You have to play for the objective. Final round being decided by how many segments are captured. We call them ticks. They're also segments. That is huge, Chance. I mean, is there any more we can add to the importance of that kind of change here in the game in Vanguard?
No, those are all great. And there's also like additional quality of life changes that I noticed while playing. Like, you know, the Cellium spot on like Tuscan, like the head glitch you can sort of crouch and walk up to on Tuscan. That's no longer in the game so far as I can tell, unless there's a new way to break it. I haven't figured out yet. And also a ton of like the exploding barrels, the exploding lanterns got removed off a ton of different maps. I know for like Berlin on offense for S&D, it sort of messes with the jump spot to like go on the roof. But I mean, outside of that, it's just nice when you're like going to P1 on Gavuta to not randomly explode. So I think a few teams on the opening break will be a little bit happier to see those gone.
Yeah, funny when you say it like that. I mean, it's not a threat you expect, the random explosion. But no, again, shout out to the guys at Sledgehammer making those changes. We do appreciate the assistance here and the help keeping things rolling here in the Call of Duty League. Paris Legion, Toronto Ultra, it looks like everyone's almost there. I mean, as you can see across the board, everyone looking a bit focused, looking calm and ready. Take a look at the hard point top performers now. Again, Røkkr map number 1 on its way, and it's Temp and it's Cammy chance. These are the top performers going into the matchup. Neither team particularly well suited when it comes to hard point, but hey, the stats kind of says that.
And I think like Temp across the board, not just hard point, but you know, he is getting the credit he deserves. He has actually had a pretty strong year, and I mean, certainly the standout on Paris Legion. I'd say on the flip side though, if your top performer has a negative KD in a slay heavy mode, that is not a good sign. Again, for Toronto, they have been outslayed 16 times out of the 20 hard points that they have had. 7 of those have been by like double digits, where like they're just getting smoked in the kills column. And admittedly, in spite of that, they're still a team that is actually capable of finding wins when they're getting outslayed, but that is still sort of a bad problem to have. Like, it could be a good thing if you're losing hard points, but you're like still outslaying the other team, because then you just have to make small adjustments and find the kills in the right places and you're good to go. If you're not finding the kills at all, well, that is a much bigger problem to solve. And I mean, hey, you got smiles on the faces, so I'm sure they're ready to go. COVID game, not going to slow them down.
We're almost there, friends. Almost there indeed. But yeah, it's been something we have seen a little here in Vanguard. Teams winning hard points while still being outslayed. There is definitely a sweet spot there, because if you're getting absolutely rocked in the kills, like if you can't find a single one, there's no way that you're having much success. So Ultra, one of those teams, has managed to pull it out. We've seen OpTic manage to do that. I mean, New York Subliners towards the very beginning of the game, they were quite confident there. But again, got to find those kills, got to find the slaying department. And then on Røkkr, I mean, let's face it, it's all over the place. Just turn around, you'll find something. But ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Røkkr, map number 1. Map records on your screen. Not too great for either side. Obviously, Paris, that one big victory there, the 5 losses. Toronto Ultra, all square at 3-3. But current form is a big deal chance. Bance, obviously playing from home, feeling very much under the weather. The flu game could be on the cards. We will see, though, as we now get into map number 1.
And you see right there, probably the most important thing to highlight is Paris not great at holding the hills when they actually win that rotation, and not good at breaking the hills when they don't. So certainly advantage towards Ultra. Admittedly, that 3-3 record, I know 2 of Toronto's games have been like down to the wire. They have a 1-point victory on this map. I think they also have like a 5-point victory. So a couple of those wins are certainly close games, but on Røkkr, that's almost the expectation.
Starting things off again on P1 as we do over towards the gate side of the map. Ultra, the slow and steady approach. Nice 2-man hit there from Cammy and Insight. Clean up that river side of the map, trying to get that flanks covered already. Looking to flip spawns towards B2 again. That's the 2 tanks. Top side of the map, that's what they're aiming for. Gravity has it on lock. Nice 2-piece out of him. Not a whole lot of time garnered here from P1 chance, but that's the way things go. They're really setting things up for second. There's only 25 remaining here on gate, and Paris are going to dip their toe just for a second, literally.
You know, I maintain there's something to be said on P1 of actually like finding ways to dive bomb the hill and try to collect any bit of time. Like, obviously you don't want to feed streaks, but we're about to have a P1 where what, I mean, 4 total seconds, maybe add an extra couple to that as CleanX actually stands on the point. But I do think there's wiggle room for a few of these teams to, you know, scrape away and get an extra 10. But while you don't want to necessarily fight for the time, you do want to fight for these spawns, and Bance isn't quite blocking him. Number 3 still gets the back spawn, and Temp's not actually looking for him. He's rotating or maybe trying to hit it through the front, and well, Bance can't hit a bullet. Gets taken down. Gravity able to pick up 2.
Had a thick post, that is. Took every shot indeed. Gravity now looking for the 5th in a row from the point. Great coverage out Paris Legion right off the rip. Bance doing the hard work there in the back spawns, but to no avail. As you can see, Røkkr, a cruel and fickle mistress. Shots in from John. That's a 3 spree from him, trying to keep things going here as we look towards bottom Grandmas. 25 seconds out. The rotations are already looking sweet, though, for Ultra. If they can contest this time, all good. But Paris Legion continue to be in the driver's seat. Gravity pinned down. Nice suppressive fire coverage now from Ultra as they start to heat things up. Time going their way.
I think if Jimbo falls, what that means, scrap time. Well, there you go, guaranteed to go towards Toronto. So, you know, those final 10 seconds obviously can go a long way. Bance, though, on a 4 spree. And, well, it'll end as soon as you point it out. Gets shot in the back with some tried and true Call of Duty timing. And speaking of which, CleanX trying to take the route underneath tunnel. Gets it done with the pistol, at least for the first. And maybe attempting to flip these spawns. But for the moment, Paris in full control.
Full control now. Trying to lock in through the back. CleanX now. Wow, big 2-piece out of him. Looking to find a few more. Insight now on the pinch. This is a wind-up punch now from Ultra, making their way forward. Gravity still with the back tank covered. But now you have Ultra spawning there. Spawns flip. Paris Legion left-hand side of the map. Not where they want to be. Here comes the hit now from Ultra. Opportunity now to at least try to take the lead back. And so far, so good. Cammy in the hard point, clearing out every possible avenue of attack that you can see Paris Legion come from. And it's a big win out of John before being traded out back and forth we go. The lead changes again here on the cage.
And honestly, not terrible time right now for Paris to get, because, well, Temp the cutoff man in the back, and while he gets dealt with, you're still trying to grab that scrap, and looks like Jimbo with that one-on-one gunfight able to deliver. I mean, I suppose the good news for Ultra, they were actually able to get out of that back spawn to get set up over towards Barn. And hey, 2 players inside, 1 guy pushed out over towards P2, but all the pressure coming through Riverside, and the event should be calling that out. Spotted at least 2, but I mean, hey, first 10 seconds, uncontested on Barn. Ultra, they'll take it.
Take it indeed. CleanX with top Barn control. Ooh, nearly a 10. Nice shots indeed. The new hard point up and about. Here comes the entry from Paris Legion. Backdoor coverage. John's in there, wins the trade battle. There's 1 player left in point, and it's just upstairs. Shots in through the floorboards. CleanX now battling for his life. There's 2 members of Legion on point. They're going to stay alive now and pick a corner, any corner. There's a Paris player in it. Stacking up, getting the damage in as well, as we are seeing a non-stop battle. But Bance's 2-piece there and 1 from CleanX. That's going to give a lot of time now going the way of Ultra. That's a huge bounce back for them. Fighting now for control of River as well, Chance.
Yeah, I'd say that's one of the worst feelings on Bocage, when you're in a corner and then you turn around and you see 2 of your teammates standing in the same corner. That is a death sentence for those players. And well, looks like Toronto Ultra may be able to turn that into a rotation. I don't know exactly how well Legion are keeping track of this. Number 1, certainly waiting for the flank, so I think they had good eyes on and Gravity, making the big brain play, making sure no one breaks through, but it might deal with the flank, it might deal with those spawns, but unfortunately for the hill, Cammy just soars on through. Him and CleanX able to make the break from the front.
Got time, now they need to get kills. Paris Legion still spawning close to the hard point. Bance, oh baby, this could be 2 out of him. Flying goes in. Whoa, can't get any more. Insight though, bringing the ARs forward. Trying to get the time, but Paris Legion with a close spawn, still keeping those players from Ultra at bay. No more time to be had here. A very slight lead for Toronto Ultra with 30 seconds remaining here on River. The last hard point in this set before we go back over towards the gate. Madness so far here on the cage. Neither team's too high in the kills department, though, Chance, but now after the end of this one, we should see Legion with a bit of a lead.
And I would just say a much better adjustment for Paris on like the second hold though, right? The first time they just get broken almost instantly. And well, once they regain control, able to pick up a decent chunk of time on this hill, and they'll be able to take the lead off the back of that. But towards P1 we go. I mean, I think it was what, a grand total of 7 or 8 seconds got collected the first time around. Maybe Toronto trying to put a bit more hill pressure on though, able to get those first few seconds. John, though, looking to see what he can find. 17 and 12, by the way. I think he might be leading this lobby, but not by a massive margin. As this game, well, as expected, neck and neck.
Neck and neck indeed. 2 of the teams not the strongest in the hard point here in the league, but this is going to be a valuable series for both of them. Toronto Ultra especially do not want to be starting in the lower bracket going into Major 2. Temp dodges his own stun magnificently there. The run gets brought to an end, but again, neck and neck now. As we come to a close here on P1, 25 seconds remaining here, going towards top tanks, CleanX with the eyes on. Neither team really loving that first hardpoint, Chance. I mean, not a lot of time garnered either way. They're so focused on spawns for second.
And it looks like Paris are going to be the team that comes out on top with those spawns, and that means Insight gets to go posted. I don't know if you saw the CDL comms that both TJ and Methodz participated in, but that would be the God Tank is what they're calling it. So Insight wants to make that his home as Bance, that roaming Slayer, I was going to say, should be able to secure those spawns. Number 4, Jimbo, might try to flank all the way around, but for the moment, Toronto, this is the setup that they're happy to have. CleanX has pushed out Zig, man, posted inside the point, but looks like the nades, at least initially, will be able to take him down.
And here in the second set, CleanX is starting to get things going. 22 and 17 for him, leading the lobby in kills. Now, Paris on the offense, trying to make themselves get known here in the point. Cammy over by that far tank side. Jimbo now with the entry through Barn. Is he going to get anything? Nice shots there in advance. Gets 1, pushes out immediately. The crossfire is there. But for the very least, you've got Ultra off the point for a few moments. So kudos there to Paris, because the scoreline is starting to get a little bigger. For now, though, let's see if Paris have what it takes to get back into this series and go for a quick listen in with the Paris Legion.
Bance is one shot, low play. He's low play. He probably went D-steps.
Inside on old, 1 shot.
He's gonna be AS and D on you.
Low right Cammy. T2 Cammy. We're missing Bance. Yeah, Bance on me.
I need help too. I got Bance.
I'm getting time. I got time to do. Could be top. I'm playing
right.
castle. I'm playing safe castle. Yeah, hold
T2
right.
1 shot.
Did you?
Here come tools to me.
That's my left, right? Have you main, okay? Have you bottom main?
Okay. Tools?
Yo, what's it? Tools? Tools.
I got the nade there.
Yo, Tools 1 shot. Nice.
Oh, in the back right. Oh, you can't see that.
Yeah, he's 1 shot. He went on the ground. He went on the ground.
Nice. They're all going to be in the back.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give me
Give me castle.
Door. Cammy, there's 2 in.
I have everything.
There's two in.
Play the time.
Yo, 1 hit.
Tools. 2 back. One more back. Still barrel.
He's barrel weak. He's behind the barrel. Laying down.
Hit it backside.
Dead.
Stay down,
One
My two's open.
One more in the
I'll
back.
pick it up.
Deep back, challenge.
Inside dead.
Ruby. You have
He's
such
naded
a
window,
name,
naded window on me.
There's back time,
I detonated the back.
I'm gonna go deep
Window.
Okay, go
One more window.
Back time.
I think wrapped right.
I'm
He's
keeping.
one shot, Cammy's
I got
one shot,
it.
back window.
It's a window.
Back in the hill,
Left. He's dead. He's dead. Team killed.
Back right, CleanX dead.
Nice.
Time.
Play time.
Still
At the
I
ball
have
cut.
Yeah,
At
left,
the ball
right.
cut. Cammy's one shot on me.
I gotta hold right. One could have gone now. We're looking for Bance.
Back left, Cammy
Bance
dead.
on me. Bance on me. Dead.
Nice.
Run. Mr. CleanX in
Another
this
one out
side.
right. Another one out.
I got
Mr.
clean.
This
Nice,
side.
CleanX
CleanX got
dead.
out.
Dead,
Back
dead,
up,
dead.
everyone back up.
I'm backing up
Back up
forever.
just in
I'm backing
case.
up forever.
Look at Coop.
It should have still
Back,
spawned.
back, dead. Back dead.
I don't see
105.
anyone else in Coop. We're missing insight.
Inside. I killed him first.
He's first on man, he's first on man,
He's right on me. Cammy fence cut.
Yeah, he's top stack.
Okay, top stack and fence cut.
Oh, he got
Cammy in the back.
Tools in
Dead.
top stack. Tools in top stack.
I'm
Tools came out.
He's like door.
Inside.
Wait,
Yeah,
single,
dead.
dude,
There's
clean.
20 respawns. There's 20
One
respawns.
single, he went front
Bance
door.
big door. He's big door Bance.
And one
One
single.
shot. True door challenging you out. T1.
Yeah, one more
On
big
T1
door.
on you.
You're in the back,
Door
you're in the
immediately
tank.
stone.
And one.
Bance is in the back.
Under the sticky. Under the stickies.
Fantastic communication from Paris Legion, pulling this game right back with a decent lead now. Had chance. Bottom granny's not a problem. Over to barn now. Bit of a war raging.
I gotta say, I mean, incredibly impressive, keeping track of 4 players. And one of my favorite things, and this is like the Bokaj effect, is teams struggle, and especially my teammates in ranked, of like knowing when you like stay down in hill and just buy time. But I mean, you heard the call outs on the Grandma's Hill, and Jimbo ended up playing it perfectly. Like, making smart plays on this map might only buy you an extra 4 or 5 seconds, but they certainly add up. And I mean, honestly, I just like the whole go around for Paris Legion. But now we're looking at the minimap. I see that setup towards new Ultra at the money hill. Maybe not the perfect setup that they want so far, but at least you got a guy in back L and a man in the hill. So an opportunity for Ultra to try to run away with things, but Jimbo causing all sorts of problems. That 2-piece just to soften the blow.
First go around, this was a nice hill for Paris Legion. Let's see if they can repeat it. But again, an incredibly close game thus far here in the opener. John with the top granny's control, trying to get eyes on these players pushing through Plat's side. That's the first taken care of now. John still keeping the run going. An open hard point for now, no one near it at all. And again, the guns are still hot for both teams. Shots are in, insight at range though, gonna get it done. Now Jimbo finally gets some time behind that boat as he is absolutely up the creek without a paddle, but the teammates have bailed him out. Huge work again. Legion accumulating great time here. Back over the gate we go for our 3rd set in a matter of seconds. And dare I say it, Chance, Legion running the show.
I mean, I would say for Paris on that hill, just to be able to break through for a moment is a small victory, but they end up getting more time on it. So that is a massive dub on the River Hill for Paris. But as far as P1 goes, we already know teams don't always pour a ton of pressure to collect that time, but they do want those spawns. With that 3 down, Ultra lose the spawns, are going to be spawning out. And I mean, Bance is trying to make this early play, but 40 seconds left on this P1 hill. Still an opportunity just to sort of dive bomb it and try to collect some time.
It's being so patient. Great work out of Bance now trying to break this. You still have to worry about the remaining members, though, of Paris Legion now making their way in sight with a river hit. Looking to just catch these players out. Not going to be had. Jimbo's got his number. Taken clean care of. Cammy now from bottom barn. This is getting a little bit tense, though, so you don't want to let too much of this hardpoint time go away, but Paris, they are doing it. 15 seconds remaining here on first. Top side of the map is going to be covered. It is all down to Bance to win the 1v1 against Gravity, and he cannot do it. Temps winning these fights as well. Ultra slowly falling to pieces as Paris, they tighten their grip here on Bokaj. P2, it could be a huge one for them here.
They played so heavy for these spawns. Well, now it is just about trying to deliver off of the promise that you built yourself. And I mean, you got everybody effectively funneled in through the middle of the map. Now Toronto all over the barn, and wow, they are just picking them apart along the way. The instantaneous break on the hill and spawns flip. I mean, Ultra, that is exactly what they needed to try to get back in this game.
So, my God, it's sublime. 200 point mark crossed now. If they have to hold it here, the victory will be impossible on this point, but they can do a wonderful bit of damage into that lead now. 3 in a row for Insight. No one able to quite get streaks for either side in this matchup. An incredibly closely contested one at that. Cammy still holding the hard point down. CleanX with the inside coverage, and this is magnificent stuff once again out of Ultra. Pulling this back slowly but surely. Jimbo managed to make the break on the hill now for a moment. Cleaned up immediately. Ultra have fought back tooth and nail to bottom Grandmas we go, Chance, and this is starting to heat up.
Oh, nice win by Gravity, though, but maybe not for any hill time, right? Those final few seconds. Well, Temp's actually going to fight for it, and this is like the Bokaj effect. You could just throw your life at those final 3 seconds just to try to strip away that time. So it is a 2-point game going into this Grandma's Hill. CleanX winning massive ones to try to open up the bottom side of the map for his team, but that lead has changed hand. Paris, they can win it here.
This is it. This is the last furlong. We're going to be going straight to the photo finish by the looks of things, and is Paris in control for now. John on the point up close. Good clearage there from Jimbo. Kills keep coming through. Final 10 now for the win. Cammy brought down as well. John, oh no, brought down as well. As the trays go down, you have to get on the point now. Toronto get going. The guns are in. Bance, can you stay alive for much longer? 30 seconds remaining here on the point, and Ultra, they've stolen control for a mo. It's all down. Last player inside. Stay alive. Hold the line. No, John brings him down. And still back and forth we go, and it's cleaned it up, and it's a great bit of work out of Paris Legion. Big stuff out of them. Not quite enough from Ultra there on the last 2 points. Map number 1 goes to Parry.
And their second Bocage hardpoint win on the year. Paris able to take them down. I mean, honestly, potentially an early dagger for Ultra. Maybe not the case, but certainly not fun one to experience. But I mean, good work from Paris through and through. I think the communication had to have been a massive factor in why they're able to take away that win. Had a lot of success on the Grandma's Hill. I think the River Hill is probably where they set themselves apart, right? First go round, they got that early setup, and even though they got broken, still got the final 20-25 seconds. And the next go around, when Ultra got there first, well, Paris broke through just about instantly. Looking at the slaying category, once again, it's just a typical case for Toronto Ultra. They get outslayed. I think that means 17 times out of the 21 hard points that they have played, they have gotten outslayed. And for this one, that is in that double-digit margin.
Big one as well. 36-38 out of Bance, the flu game. Maybe not this time, friend, but Tent went wild there. The big 36 out of him. Looking across the highlights here from nap number 1. Charles, what do you think it was, man? I mean, I think it was very, very close for most of it. The last 2 points, though, I feel like on P1, the final set, Ultra sort of played a little too slow, a little too pensive, desperately trying to find control there on the second set, on the second hard point, but like they just kind of gave away a lot of time on P1, which we hadn't seen happen for quite some time.
I mean, when you define a ton of time, what do you mean?
It's like,
on like a typical hardpoint hill?
Like
not
seconds.
at all. Yeah, on P1, maybe. I'm convinced as far as like the meta of this map. I mean, we even saw it towards the end. Like everybody put such a heavy emphasis on those like P2 spawns. Like Paris were back there for like 45 seconds in. Yeah. They had someone post up in 10, and they get broken on P2 instantly. Like in my mind, because of how mixy this map is, and don't get me wrong, if you're a CDL team, never listen to my advice. And if you know how like strong your P2 rotations are going to be, like by all means go for it. But I do think there is a decent chunk of time that just gets wasted at P1 just for fighting for spawns that might not make a difference in the end. But I mean, that's sort of like an overarching opinion I have. As far as this map goes, though, I do think Grandma's Hill maybe gave Paris Legion a decent little bump, but I think River is really where they run this game.
Yeah, River was certainly where they managed it. They were panning for gold out there, mate, and they certainly found it. 250-231, the final score here in map number 1, and there we go. Put that one in the books. It's cleaned up. Berlin Search and Destroy on its way in just a moment. But if there's anything to take away from Bocage Hardpoint, get in the bloody hill and grab every single possible second you can, because you never know when it comes to those final moments at the end of the game how different the scoreline could be. You may have just won it moments before, those death-defying, terrifying, tense, butt-clenching, squeaky bum time moments as we have all dealt with thus Vanguard so far. Although changes now as we go to Berlin Search and Destroy. This should be a lot of fun chance, again, a lot slower. No major changes to Berlin this patch, so this should be a standard affair. The one thing we can definitely look out for is where Ultra would like to go now on offense, because ain't no love to one of those sites.
2 times to beat. That truly is like a mind-blowing stat, just because how like easy it is to defend if you actually get that bomb down. So I mean, that might be the case if Toronto were going to go into this stage and be like, all right, we have one thing that we have done tried and true, we know what we like. If we can start to develop that B push, maybe that'd be an interesting thing to have in the back pocket. Or maybe they'll stick to Old Faithful. Whatever the case may be, I think the only change to this map, it really comes down to those exploding barrels. Obviously, a couple are actually at that B site. So maybe that'll be the thing for Toronto. They just hate the exploding barrels at B. Now that they're gone, that'll be their new home.
Who knows? Again, big changes for these teams.
Probably
big changes. Maybe that we'll find out. But it should be an interesting one indeed. Our top performance again when it comes to Search and Destroy. Both teams pretty solid at the game mode chance. Like nothing too crazy for Toronto Ultra. But again, it's the talk of this team right now is they've been going through so many ups and downs in the season so far, between CleanX getting sick, Bance now being sick, Cammy was sick for a spell. I mean, Insight, clearly your boy's got something. He's got something in the blood that's keeping him safe and sound, but it's been a tough run for them. Let's see if they can't pull things back and get it going. But this is a look at their offensive attack record here on Berlin Search and Destroy, mate.
And I mean, neutral being 1-6 is obviously not ideal. I think a decent number of those come from the very start of the year. I mean, I think Ultra were the first team And it might have been the kickoff classic where they just like triple hit through the straight middle of the map through P5, got into fire and try to create a bit of mixiness, but obviously not a ton of success in that regard. They certainly favor the A site, 9-7 overall when they head that direction, but not overwhelmingly a strong map for either of these teams. And I mean, at least statistically, you lean towards Paris, but of course that is with a few different rosters that they have built those stats.
Indeed. Well, we get to go now into Berlin. Stormy night here, but a search and destroy 2 bomb sites and a whole lot of fun ahead of us. Here we go. Paris Legion, they will be on defense first. Ultra bomb in hand is going to be Benjamin Bance, and we'll see if he's got diamond hands holding on to that bad boy, making his way across now to B. And we're going to see a little bit of love. Here we go, Chance. A little bit of love, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Will they stick it out though? That's the question. Gravity has eaten a stun. First course of many in this degustation on Berlin.
And I think right now, Temp, the man with the most pressure on him, none of his teammates are actually watching over. He's by himself in sight, but I mean, he plays a corner that is so difficult to predict, so he will get that first blood.
Oh my God, Temp.
It's the second. And Temp literally doing it all. At least gets the next one. By the time he dies, the reinforcements are in, but John doesn't shoot back, so we got a 2v2.
2v2, Jimmo's trying to make the approach. He does have gravity. Back him up. Big tags from CleanX, not enough to get the kill, but the bomb will go down fast here. No more stuns and tacticals. Nades, nothing. All empty pockets now. The bomb will be planted. 2v2 retake. Ultra maybe able to salvage this one, and in the helm of Cammy, an in and out kill he gets. The second player tagged up. Here goes Gravity. 1v2. This is not going to be easy.
Not in the slightest, especially because both those players able to get out, readjust, and play in the clutch spots. And if CleanX is the guy that planted the bomb, Gravity has to go in here, check every single corner, clear it out real quick, and then deal with the clutch spots. But you see what the name of the game is, his only opportunity to make a play, nothing to do, shut down instantly. And in all honesty, I mean, that is a wild round. You're trying to plant the bomb without even checking the most common corner people play. Temp turns that into a 2-piece just for his teammates to rotate back to the site, get 0 kills, and throw the round away. Both teams taking turns trying to hand it to each other.
He just got zapped, but yeah. And it's, hey, look, Toronto Ultra, it's only the 3rd time we've seen them attempt this in an official matchup. Give him
I suppose that is true.
Give him a bit of grace, brother. Come on. We can count them on one hand. As now Paris Legion on offense. If they got any more first blood magic this time around. 2-2 split from Ultra on the defense. Eyes over towards B.
I think maybe Jimbo, the most interesting player on the map for the moment. He's playing over down towards Secret, over by A, but not a massive amount of information either of these teams have dealt with. But Cammy effectively does get left by himself, and that is not Call of Duty timing. At least not good ways towards Cammy. That'll be that first blood there and an opportunity to get this bomb down.
Jimmo's eyes are on. CleanX now looking to pick up at least one more out of this. Through the window he goes. Howdy doody. That's 3 in a row now for CleanX. Finds himself one more there. You've still got presence with a player on bomb site. Oh, Insight wins 1. Trades come through. Insight now last player left alive. 1v2. It's Gravity and John planting towards A, and Insight, he's on the wrap. This is not, again, an easy retake situation. The guns are up. Gravity, you win this fight, win the round.
I will hot take this before the round starts. Insight might be the most clutch player in the league. I know a couple players are certainly in that argument, but Insight, I feel like in these situations, time and time again, finds a way to deliver. Admittedly, this situation, not ideal, and I think he's about to walk into a terrible angle, and at the very least, gets spotted. Paris should be able to shut this one down, but there's the first open.
Oh, he saw Gravity through the window. Oh, my word. Oh, my God, Jamie Craven.
Stop.
That's your boy right there. One of the most clutch players in the league, and it's plays like that. Oh, my gentle Insight. What a round.
Look, the reason I brought it up is because, like, I know Accuracy is obviously a player in the mix, but I feel like Accuracy gets a lot of, like, the common clutches where he's the last one alive, has to make the play to shoot the guy off bomb sort of thing. Insight gets left in dagger situations and finds a way. He gets spotted in P5. Neither one of those Paris Legion players needed to take a gunfight. They could both set their controllers down, hide in a corner, and play off the fact that there is 20 seconds left, but I mean, Insight simply finds a way in the wild situations. Wow. He should never be allowed to do that, but always does.
Well, there you go. That's how you deal with Insight. Once the pressure is off, he's like jelly. Temp has his way with him. First blood once again going to Temp. Parisian defensive rounds have been pretty sweet so far. Temp's trying to find another one. Will lightning strike twice. Bance. They exchange tags. Pressure now once again. He will get in here. I think he saw John on the cross just through that little bit of a crack in the window. So Bance is going to wait for coverage. A bit of teammates to come forward and help him out here. Surely. And Temp once again, an absolute killing machine. Wow, nearly got Bance as well.
And he's able to plant for the clutch spot again. So you have actually Cammy should be able to watch the cross from P5. There's an extra man they had to deal with, but it is a very similar situation. Bance able to slide out and get away with his life. He is being hunted though, and John too quick to take him down.
Oh,
they
no.
get pressure on the site. Cammy trying to make the play, but now he's on the wrong side, and that is going to be a free defuse for Paris. The extra man came into effect and able to bully out the site. That is quick play calls from the Legion, making sure no funny business is able to come to play. And I think, honestly, just another big round from Temp, constantly on defense. He is 2 for 2, delivering 2 pieces, able to get insight for that first blood, and gets the next one as well.
Temp's had an outstanding couple of weeks when it comes to Vanguard. I mean, since the Cold War season, he's really turned things around. Brilliant looks from him. Can he keep it going here in the Berlin Search and Destroy? 5 and 3 so far. Man on your screen right now. So that automaton put to work now as he eyes on the players on the cross. Might have spotted 1 or 2. Definitely sees Cammy jumping up and about, and this is going to adjust the way that Paris now take this offensive round. Surely bomb goes towards B.
And Bance did make a bit of noise, so they have to be a little bit concerned about it. But in the meantime, Temp, again, able to find that first blood. And hey, Jimbo aggressive with the automaton in the middle of the map, able to find the next one. And I think now Jimbo maybe wants to go hunting. They know Bance is towards the outer docks. And Bance is going to be the last one. They are just picking them apart. And I think Bance might have had the intel on Jimbo, but he should have been spotted on the cross. And whether or not that's the case, still a 1 versus 4. Bance is going to fall. A perfect round coming out of Paris Legion. First blood for Temp. Jimbo left by himself over to the A site, makes the play, finds the next pick. Quick play calls from Paris, get that bomb wrapped back, and no funny business that time.
Unbelievable. Jimbo, nice run out of him. All interesting to see is whole setup there. We saw his head move away, a bit of a mirror behind him. No cats and shot today though for Jimbo. Strictly business. He's bringing things round. Paris Legion, another good round for them now. Squared up 2-2. Offensive starts now from Toronto Ultra. Let's see how we go. And it looks like we're going to see some A love here on the defense at the very least from Legion. The B, it's not a strong committal. They're definitely able to back out here, but here we go. Over towards the A bomb site we go for Ultra.
And Ultra, we're watching the cross. They know at minimum 2 players are going to be over towards this A site. So got to take it slow, and looks like might be setting up a bit of the old bait and switch. Bance makes the move. Jimbo's going to spot him. CleanX checking corners, and they got a little bit of pressure on this site, and Cammy gets that first blood.
Nice shots as well. Holding the line well. John definitely got spotted on the crosses, no doubt about it. Higgs the coverage from CleanX. He's trying to find an opening. Wow, manages to get it done. In he goes now. This could get ugly real quick. John, protect the toesies. Gravity now in. Takes care of the bomb plant. That's huge. 2v2 now. CleanX tags in. Not enough to get the kills, though. Here comes the coverage as John backs on up, watching the flank. 2v2 situation now as Ultra got to recover the bomb. They've got 30 seconds to do so.
And they're waiting for Insight to make the play. He's going on that full flank, and for the moment, Paris haven't turned their heads at all. Might just be free kills, but he makes the move. He actually shoots, and both those players are able to get out of dodge. And now they're reflanking him. He makes the read, but I don't know what the timing's going to be like. The stun connects. And that at least forces the players down. So Insight, again, just finds a way.
He finds a way to somehow get away with it. You're going to see CleanX plant the bomb. They're not necessarily in a great spot to cover it. Here comes Gravity and John scratching their heads, trying to get involved. No, Insight. He's got himself another one. Gravity now, though. Pressure is on. 1v1 now situation. Is CleanX going to hold it? He will. He's just going to play this one safe. Oh, the Hunter. No. Potentially clueless. CleanX has lost him.
I think CleanX got spectator. I think he actually had one of his teammates call that he saw him stone, but whatever the case may be, he's been roaming outer. He's been just trusting the fact that Gravity will not hop this bomb, and for CleanX, that seems to be the right call. 10 seconds left. You finally break that door, but no hope of clutching that round, and CleanX there to take him down. Nice round for Ultra to get. They've been able to get these sort of clutch situations to go their way. They're not just getting bullied out in the round, and I mean, Insight again is the man that's able to be that playmaker. Honestly, like striking fear into their hearts. I thought John and Gravity were going to fly through fire and kill them, but one stun grenade was all it took to not want them to chow Insight at all. And in the 2v2 simply outplayed Ultra. Another one on board.
A little bit of luck, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, but hey, all magic in the end. Temp, eyes on, possibly saw both of them. Jimbo now trying to be as sneaky as he possibly can. This little secret door has been a gateway to plays for many players here. Hello! CleanX! Jimbo caught him there in his hands. That was a bizarre little moment to be had. I'm sure he got a bit of a jump scare there, but cool under pressure, finds the kill. That's a first blood that none of us are going to forget for a while.
You will take the gift from above. And, well, speaking of above, gravity up top, John down low, and there's the perfect trade. John doing that with the pistol. I bet he got caught wide, but he'll take that next kill. And once again, either Ultra are clutching these, like, you know, close situations, or they are getting absolutely picked apart. Another perfect round for Paris Legion. As again, the first blood was a gift, but every single player able to deliver. And I mean, Jimbo, once again, he's sort of that interesting player over towards the A site, and got that piece of candy fall right into your lap.
I'm just watching his face as well. He barely reacted. He's really good at watching scary movies.
That's how we wrote it down. That was the play call.
Yeah, CleanX is going to drop at the bottom of the stairwell. I'm in position. 3, 2, 1. Tango down. Here we go, though. Another round, still tied up 3-3 as this Berlin saga continues. Over towards the B-bomb site we go, and Jimbo definitely saw Bance.
Oh, that's a nice pick, by the way. That's the cross map from John. And hey, there's the next freebie. CleanX just trying to, I don't know, body slam the opposition. And, well, he gets dropped. This is another seemingly perfect round for Paris Legion. 4 versus 2. Bance gets caught sprinting forward, and Cammy in a 1 versus 4. I don't even know what you could try to do. Die is the only option. Again, perfection from Paris.
It's all smiles from Paris. I mean, John is always strictly business, but Gravity and Temp certainly enjoy themselves so far. As the final cluster luck of bullets go through, John's going to be the one on top. Massive round out of Paris Legion. That could be the momentum swing they really needed there, because, yeah, it's been back and forth. It's been even Steven so far, but 4-3 now. Paris Legion find themselves. Ultra, time to bounce back.
And I just like the play from John, right? He just squares up over by Stone, knows someone's going to be watching that cross, and just simply guns them down. Temp now the player watching the cross. I think the last time he might have actually missed the player, so this time he does it a little bit slower. Knows for a fact you had 1. I think that means you want to play this slow. If you're thinking 3 players potentially over by B, Paris right now working with very little information.
See how they respond to it. Again, it's going to come down to a little bit of sweet improvisation and some gun skill to get themselves out of this spot. Bance is sound as a pound right now. Temp's first blood once again, man. Every time. He's been so good here on Berlin. The Bance for the 1 and 7. The timing here could be exceptional. Let's see if he does it quietly. The assassin strikes, finds himself 1. He's going to be a get out while the get is good. Oh, no. The second on the Jumbo would have been unbelievable, but not enough to get the kill. Great information passed over, though. And here comes a peach from CleanX. Nice throw. John, the last player left alive in the 1v2.
Yeah, as soon as I was looking, I was like, I never realized the roof was open right there. I think a nade would be perfect. And of course, Cammy, or CleanX, excuse me, obviously knows well in advance. But we had a 1v2 clutch from insight earlier on over towards this A bomb site. John an opportunity to do the same. He's on a 3 spree, 7-3 overall. He's had the hot hand, and he gets that bomb down. Let's see what he can do.
2-man stack now. Cammy and CleanX. John's found 1. Makes it a 1v1. Immediate crossfire there from Cammy. Great coverage, good patience again. Waiting for CleanX to get in position. Gives him a decent line of sight to at least help out with the trades. And unfortunate for John, try to play bit of a finesse game through the middle of the map, gets 1 brought down, and just like that, Johns, it's 4-4.
And obviously credit to quite a few different players. Cammy obviously got to that round when they were dealing with the first blood that they got, but it really has been the story of this game. Either like Paris are just perfectly dominating these rounds, or it comes down to some vague clutch situation where Ultra able to provide in those mixy moments. The tied up game, pressure obviously on both of these teams, just for the fact that Paris need a win and for Ultra to try to build some momentum going into the major. Spreading the map on the attack. And look at Gravity, able to find those players towards Secret. Jimbo does it enough that you know Paris are ready for any secret pushes.
Yeah, it's not such a secret, is it? 3v3 though. Bomb teetering over by the edge of the B-bomb site. Cammy trying to find something through mid. The Watchman in the center of the map. CleanX now on the furthest extremes over towards A. This trident hit now from Toronto Ultra. CleanX. Oh, Jimbo!
Oh, dear.
Oh, no. That's a huge win. Numbers now for Legion. But the position of the kill is going to be something that's going to leave Paris scratching their heads indeed, as they're committing still towards that side of the map. And oh dear, Cammy crept in. Finds one. Brought down. 2v1 now for Insight. Can he get it done again?
Well, he's trapped himself in the site, actually. He can't really move or has to be fearful of getting caught on the cross. Jimbo had to have spotted that out, or maybe not, but there's John. Still, though, Insight, a clutch player. You got to make sure you're on point, and Jimbo there to take him down. The ego on this kid to chow CleanX when he's one shot, but maybe the only play he has. And, I mean, hey, he turns that into a very solid performance thus far. 9-4 for the young rookie.
Unbelievable. What a bounce back, man. We were making jokes about Jimbo's Bocage performance in Search and Destroy, about how lightning fast and somewhat, let's say brain dead he was. Now, clutching up against some of the finest. Paris Legion, here we go. What a turn of events this is. This is map point. Here on Berlin S&D, 5-4. We have oscillated between win to win. We'll see if, oh dear, we'll see if Ultra can bounce back. Here we go.
Quick hit over towards A as well. CleanX was shooting through this wall to look for the intel, and well, Paris weren't doing it, so CleanX there for at least that first trade. And I think that gives you sort of an idea of why CleanX likes to shoot through the wall to check that spot, because he loves to play it. But 3 versus 3, everybody towards A, and I'd say for Bance, number 5, an opportunity to go on a perfectly timed flank. I don't know when his spidey senses are tingling, but he'll be the player that has that opportunity. And
looking at the position of the Ultra players, there's almost no way back now from Paris Legion. They are committed to this site. They're trying to get the bomb down. Here comes the hit. Massive win again out of 10. CleanX, even with the range there, the MP40 gets brought down, and now 10 might be on track now to win the map for his team. Here comes the timing. Oh no! Bance has somehow got 3! What? How? What? Okay. We got a round 11. I'll take it. Do we have a replay? What in the name of all things flu game? Potentially. We will see. Round 11, here we go.
I mean, I'm trying to call this out, 20 seconds in advance of like Bance will be that guy to make the play. And again, he times that flank through Seeker perfectly. I don't know where the second of the 3 kills came through, but hey, Bance the playmaker. From home into round 11 we go. Both of these teams looking for this win. And the clock strikes right. 11 on the board, 11 for the round, and a quad stack for Paris over towards B.
Here we go. Paris trying to close this one out quickly. Opening tags from Jimbo. Trades now through, and it's a big nade out of Bance, but once again, it is Temp with those first bloods. Relentless in his pursuit of brilliance here on Berlin.
I think that might be, it's 5 or 6 for Temp, so he has been a menace. But honestly, everyone right now, I mean, the slang in this game, by the way, Paris have absolutely dominated. The clutches, though, that is where Ultra have been at their finest. A 3 versus 3, plenty of time to work with. And this A plant is wide open. Toronto going to get this down for Paris, still stagnant over towards B. We'll see what the game plan is for the retake. If they try to flank, well, Insight the man they have to deal with first.
Insight could time this so well. Bance has got train side covered. You got the deep coverage there from Cammy, last ditch attempt. But honestly, it could all come down to Insight. Has he seen anyone yet? I don't think so. He's doing laps all around the place now. And Bance, here we go. Oh no!
Oh wow!
Oh, he's crept on through, but Insight does find at least one. Bance gets his kills as well. Oh my God, it's falling apart in round 11. Jimbo. 10-5 on the map. This has been a sensational run, but the run is over. Toronto Ultra, what sensational composure. Unreal stuff out of them. What a slobber knocker that Berlin Search and Destroy was. Back and forth we go, and I would tied up 1-1 in the series.
And in spite of those first bloods, I mean, like, cataclysmically, I didn't even pronounce the word right. Doesn't matter. Paris basically got every single first blood. It just didn't make a difference. I think Ultra genuinely might have been confused towards the end while they were, like, giving that bomb plant completely for free with no pressure. And then Paris trying to retake through that side. Obviously, got to take care of the players in the clutch spots. But, I mean, Insight's basically playing a prime game of hide and seek. And he's just in the warehouse and too many things to check and too little time on the clock. But slang category, be damned. Good performances from so many players on Paris, be damned. Doesn't matter if it's a 6-0 or a round 11. An L is an L. And Ultra right back in this series.
All about the dub, no matter what happens. Unbelievable there in Berlin. Huge props to Temp and Jimbo, both of them playing out their skin, man. Like, massive effort from them there in the kills department, clutching up indeed. But too icy there from Ultra. They just managed to pull out the dub, and We've seen them lose some absolutely heartbreaking round 11s here already, and oh baby, we're gonna have a quick look at our scuff play of the game now. It is gonna go to Insight with that ridiculous 2v1 clutch. Your boy should never have been able to get this one off chance.
Also, I completely butchered this call. I should have just said, yo, Insight, one of the most clutch players in the league, and then just kept my mouth shut. But it genuinely turned into a situation where he had no right to win it. He got spotted in P5. He basically was like putting himself into a pinch, but I mean, Paris Legion players, instead of hiding in a corner, instead of getting out of dodge, end up taking the gunfight, end up getting caught, and just another one for Insight, a feather in his cap, if you will. I mean, his umpteenth clutch of the year.
Many, many more, I'm sure, to come, but we'll find out if we can get any more of those big old clutches. We're going to throw to a very quick commercial break. On our return, though, we're going to Tuscan Control, and we're playing with segments deciding games round 5. Hey, cannot wait. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it.
I'm in the game like EA, been in my practice pre-K, shooting my shot from long range, going over heads a good 2-day, treat every day like payday, y'all been living so mundane, my work week is Sunday to oh wait, that's every day, putting in overtime, punching the clock, I'ma get what's mine, while everyone's sleeping, I'm living my dreams, I got a coin that's so divine, Lord take the wheel like 10 and 2, I'm losing energy, I'm overdue, I've been on the top ropes, hitting my pros, watch me hit the power moves, been here, done that. You all know what we came for. Been here, done that. You all know what we came for. Energy, energy, energy. I need that energy, energy. Energy, energy, energy. I need that. Been here, done that. You all know what we came for. Been here, done that. You all know what we came for. Energy, energy, energy. I need that energy, energy. Energy, energy, energy. I need that energy, energy. Been here, we done that. We done that. You all know what we came for. Energy, energy, energy. I need that energy, energy.
The Call of Duty League is brought to you by Game Fuel. Victory in a can.
Off into the series now, friends, as we're looking forward to a nice bit of control. Before that, though, don't forget you can dive in and grab yourself team packs. Everyone's there. Boston Breach, top right-hand corner. Look as drippy as your favorite teams here in the CDL. Head over to the franchise store in-game on Vanguard or Warzone and grab a pack or two. You get a little bit of everything. You get 2 skins. You get the weapon camo. You get yourself some attachments, become the cards, a little bit of that, a little bit of stickers, a bit of an emblem. You name it, baby. You're going to be dripping all over the competition here in the Call of Duty world. But we wish you the best of choice, again, whoever your team may be. If I'm honest, man, they all look pretty good. They really do. I got no faves. I might have a fave. I'm gonna save that for a little bit later. Here we go though, chance into control, and Lord, it's been a magical time. We've waited, it has been given to us. Now we get to see what the game looks like with control, with progression ticks being the absolute name of the game. Got to play the OBJ, friends. Let's get it. Here we go. A very interesting look for both teams. Again, it's kind of a new mode, you know? It's sort of like a new beginning here in the CDL.
Okay, I think that's a little bit too extreme. I think
extreme.
it'll affect teams at the margin. I think it is a quality of life that like the teams that were good at control still going to be good at control sort of thing. But now we just eliminate the situation where you need to turtle up. You just don't have to play the objective. Like, we are finally set free. So I'm excited for this. And again, I still think for the most part, things will sort of remain the same for teams that are good and bad. But I think 2 teams I'm most looking at are actually Toronto and Boston, that I think might love the fact that this gets switched over to Ticks. And I mean, obviously already in control. You see Ultra's record not too shabby, but you give them more freedom. Those 2 teams are like the very best, especially on this map, of actually capturing Ticks. So I think Ultra would be a fun team to watch. Obviously, as far as this game stands for the moment, I don't even have to talk about the slang. Who cares? Look at that map control for the Ultra. All up in their business on A. You love to see.
And they are not letting that segment get captured. Paris were incredibly close to the first, but not able to get it done. CleanX now, a little bit of parkour, able to get behind these players. 3, 2, 1. High gravity taken care of. Oh, sees the next. Reach out. That's CleanX, baby. That's a 4 spree. And your boy's starting to heat things up. Chance we did get a crazy stat from that search and destroy. We'll bring that up a little bit later on, but unreal stuff out of both teams. Still for now, though, over to B we go for Paris.
Well, oh, sorry. Yeah, well, one of the reasons, by the way, I think for Ultra to be a benefit, obviously, if they're one of the better teams at actually capturing Ticks on offense and control, that's better for like those round 5s to get defense. And well, I mean, they're the second best at it, and Ultra have had 8 games that go to round 5. So if it's consistent that it's going to be a little bit balanced, still getting that defense is important. But now it's by the OBJ, and Paris right now, plenty of pressure both in the spawn and over towards B. You see inside up top gets spotted, so Jimbo maybe has a freebie or maybe insight from the top rope there to take him down. 0 ticks right now for Paris Legion.
They did have pressure on A, but now you stop the clock just under the 20 seconds remaining. Temp trying to start over the back lines, brought down. Over towards A we go. First segment gone. There it is. A historic moment here in Call of Duty history in Vanguard. The first segment has been captured on the new patch. Bance slowly but surely making this work out. Second segment now, A gone as well. We're going to say goodbye potentially to their A zone. In fact, we will. A's gone. An additional minute to play with here. 1 minute 15 now on the clock to work with for Paris Legion. 16 lives of the defense, and it's 12 for Paris to see what they get it done.
Again, you can just afford to now dive bomb the hill, if you, or the point rather, to actually play for the OBJ, but that does not make it any easier to actually break through over towards B. So Paris, still a similar situation. You got to take your time. You got to look for sort of that perfect break, and it's double flank coming through, but Insight already finds that sort of first blood on this engagement. So Paris, their job will be that much more difficult.
Bance locking it down from the back. Whoa, he got 2 there.
MP40.
With an MP40, your boy's on fire. 4 down in a row for Insight, looking to get 1 more out of this. He has been roaming very, very well indeed. Bance trying to stay alive, keeping the back line completely safe and secure, seemingly alone. Insight's getting taken care of in mid-map. The nades go through. Temp wins the fight. He stands tall. Shots are in. Great work on the CleanX as well. Now you get a teammate on point. There's the clock stop at 25.8. Pressure now on. Paris. Ooh, it was starting to get so hot. And Cammy.
Wow.
Oh my word. Somehow gets 2 of them. 5 lives remaining now for Paris, but they've still got a little bit of pressure. Oh no, it's last lives. Last ditch attempt. 15 seconds. Here we go.
Well, now the lives matter just because that's a new way you can actually, well, not a new way, an old way, but a way to lose the round. Down to 3 and obviously no time on the clock. And I mean, hey, fly forward, try to play for these final few kills. What does the difference make? It's only for stats. Let's go. First round with the ticks on board, and crazy enough, I didn't even pay attention to it because I'm not used to it. Did they get a tick on B at all?
No. Clean B.
Okay, so we got
A gone.
3 then.
Yeah, 3 to yeah.
I'm so not used to having to keep track of that. I didn't even pay attention.
Brother, I'll tell you what, it's a lot easier than counting kills with, you know, like team kills and suicides to be taken into account. But here we go, though. The first round now complete. Ultra will walk away with a win, but of course, segments. That's incredibly important to look for here. 3-man hit towards the middle of the map now, toward the A side here for Ultra. You can see a bit of pressure there, and it's the lone man CleanX over towards B. So far, though, the defense holds. Paris Legion, 2 clean kills going their way. Over to A we go, and it's a lone insight. He's a dangerous player. We'll see if he can hold it down now. Mid-map, CleanX, all his. Swept clean. Paris Legion. Oh, boy, Jimbo managed to win one more in the middle there. So, with that kill going through, first segment of A down for Toronto.
And you make it nice and clean as well, right? You got number 6, Cammy, just keeping that mid-map control. Insight knows he only has to look one direction, and, well, he might be getting just, you know, pestered by these nades, but still, he's on a fantastic head glitch. He's got the gun for the job, and I think John knows that. Nothing he can really do. Chalk this point up. That'll be tied on segments, but obviously Ultra, we've talked about their sort of offensive prowess. One of the best teams in the game on this map of trying to actually have an approach to capture B.
Yep, they do indeed. First segment, well, A's now clean gone. You got over 2 minutes to work with plenty of lives either side. We're in the 20s for that one. Gravity slow hit towards the back. B's being captured now again as Ultra looking extremely clean here on offense. Oh my god, Insight was on a big fight. John's in. Picks up at least one. We get another segment down. Jimbo now on the flank picking up the others. Kills keep going through. Still though, Ultra remain on point.
It looks like they finally get cleared out though. Gravity eventually able to get that final man, but still not a bad effort. You at least get that 1 tick, so already a small advantage in this game towards the Ultra. And honestly, with 2 minutes, this is plenty of time to work with to try to get the nice little setup. Looks like Cammy by himself might be working through the field side. Everyone else coming through P5. Nades abound. Cammy gets picked, but 3 players here towards P5 looking for that open.
Stacking it up. Not a lot of lethals or tactical still to play with. It's going to be straight gunfights from here on out. And Insight, good thing he brought his automaton, ripping his way through. CleanX now cleans point. 1 member of Paris still in position to contest. Jimbo, what a fight that was. CleanX does win it, keeps his team going for now. Now, to be the tip of the spear, to drive his teammates forward, push the front line there. It's time purchased, but he will be dropped. Nice nade out of Gravity. Paris, they sweep the point clean for now. Bance got a lot of work to do alone.
So close to that second tick though, but the contest is gonna be in, and yeah, just the instant shutdown. I think Insight up top needs to play for as many kills as he can, but the trades are instant. Pair secure on defense. Minute 15 to go. Still a little bit of time, maybe for 2 clean pushes from Ultra, but not easy to coordinate at all. Looks like everybody coming in through the Church of Green side of the map.
Here we go. Gravity, maybe able to find one. Jimbo Platt side. Here come the nades. Oh, he's hurt. That's the stairs now taken care of. Here comes the pressure from Ultra. Step by step, they go. No one quite on point yet. Cleanups now coming through. There's CleanX somehow getting himself 2 out of this one. Oh, gets the 3rd. The 4th is there as well. Oh, CleanX. The damage, but no kill. It's going to be 3, but that's enough to get his teammates on point. Here comes the pressure. Paris trying to answer back. Jimbo now sliding on through. Kills going his way. Over to Insight. Nice shots out of him, but you still have to get the players on point. Here's the contest. Bance has got to go big. Does indeed. No lives left for Paris. We could see the second segment come through, and yes, we will.
This might be a situation where you want to get the segment capture, not necessarily get all the lives, right? So obviously you get the kills, but maybe leave someone alive and try to capture the point. But obviously for Paris, you're just going to force it through. But maybe something like at some point this year, it'll be a very specific situation where that occurs, where you don't want to actually get the final kills. You want the segment instead. But obviously if John's just going to force that issue, Ultra have to do it based on lives. But that'd be the work, and this is what kicked it off. Number 1 for CleanX, 2 players pushed up back L, and honestly, at least the first couple easy work. And poor Tev, he's probably flying to a gunfight expecting CleanX to be one shot, but no one shot CleanX at all. Big 3-piece to set themselves apart. Ultra 2-0 lead.
Great stuff from them, and again, they have a 2-tick advantage now if we have to go to that final round. Here comes CleanX. Damn, man. If he gets in there, it is curtains for all 3 of those members of Legion. That would have been a tough fight to win. Cammy's going to mid-map covered. And here comes the bounce back from Paris Legion. Pressure towards A. First segment gone. Looking to get themselves back into this one as fast as possible because a 3-0 here in Tuscan, not a good look. Contest now coming through. Insight cleaned up immediately. CleanX is up next. And John, nice shots, nice teamwork. Paris Legion should capture A.
You can afford to put that pressure on defense, though. You can fly forward because throwing away lives does not matter. Love this. I mean, throwing away lives definitely does matter, but I'm saying not in the same way, you know? Don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves, but either way, similar situation, what we saw a couple rounds prior. plenty of time for Paris to work with to try to set up this B break. It just needs someone to make that big CleanX style play.
Dare I say it, there's only one man for the job, but we'll see though. Legion trying to fight back now. Slowly but surely, nice patience at attempt. It pays off. He rips Cammy. John now unable to take the fight and Bance, but again the teamwork is there. Jimbo's on it. Big numbers now from Legion. They do lose a few, but they've still got pressure. Here we go. Big fight now from Temp's got to take care of the 2 ARs now of Ultra, and it's in the hands of Insight, holding them down. Cammy now watching that L side, watching the alley side of the flank. Here comes Jimbo sliding in. Big win out of Jimbo. You should be able to get players on point now if you can only deal with CleanX, and they can. There we go. Chance. It could be a 2-man stack.
Well, it's only one man so far, and well, the next man that was supposed to be there gets taken down, and the nades from up top off spawn. That is still an issue with control, right? Obviously, with no trophies, even trying to stack this point, never an easy task at all. And I mean, I think Bance is clearing house. Gravity might have pulled the disappearing act, but that means Paris doesn't have any sort of map control. CleanX with 4 HP. Gets taken down, the trades are in. First push was trying to do it from the front, no success. This time Paris, everyone flooding through the back. CleanX spawns up, and he's already dealing with 3 players, and well, does get taken down. Paris in control of these back spawns. I think CleanX might be stuck in a bit of that P1 blender, and instead I think he can feel it. CleanX is gonna hit the longest route of all time just to avoid all that action.
He's going to find the action indeed, though. He gets a kill in mid. Over to Insight now. 16 and 6 for him. Slowly but surely now making their way in. Still got to take care of those Paris players in their spawn, and it's John Gravity's Legion now marching slowly but surely into this one, but time's ticking. Big win out of Insight, 4 in a row now. Clock ticking, friends. Less than 40 seconds to work with now as they've dealt with the Paris attack slowly but surely, and time certainly on the side of Ultra. Here we go, Chance. 30 seconds left.
In a trickier situation with Gravity, just because it's less common. You don't have as much experience trying to be the guy in the back on the offensive end, and that is some interesting timing. A player over to get back L, and I think Gravity, yeah, just completely unaware. At least you get the trade, so Jimbo an opportunity to make a play, and he is on a 3 spree, but also completely by himself and shot in the back. Ultra have completely clean house, and I mean, honestly, one of the quicker control games we've had this year.
Indeed, there we go. Kills don't necessarily make the difference. CleanX onto the point. There may be an opportunity here to maybe get on there. Yeah, 2.9. It's not over yet. It ain't over yet, friends. Here comes the nades. Cammy, Bance, Insight. In off spawn, shots come through. First segment comes to a quick close. John, he's got himself a whole host of players now lying down. John, Temp, shots are in. Not able to kill Cammy though. Here comes the pressure now from Jimbo. Managing to get one now out of spawn. 1.9 on the clock. You have to win this fight. He does. Oh my word. The second segment comes through. Big plays out of Jimbo. He can't win it. It's done. It's over. And oh my goodness, Chance, you almost jinxed it, my friend. Ultra bounced back into control. The 3-0 sweep. And now we get to play Tuscan Hardpoint.
It was a heck of a try towards the end. Honestly, when that car exploded, I think that might have left like 3 players on the Ultra one-shot. So, I mean, just shout out to that car for staying alive until that bitter end, just to make that opportunity for Paris. But, I mean, either way, 2.9 on the clock. You could put in a Herculean effort, but it doesn't always make the difference. And, I mean, shout out Ultra. Slang has been an issue for this team, but this time they deliver. I mean, Insight incredibly comfortable on the map. 19 kills, only 10 deaths, and obviously the kills don't matter, but I'd say for Ultra, their biggest theme of this year in the respawns has been not necessarily inability to slay, but slaying has been a big focal point for the team. So they deliver there, they get their offensive win. Is I think nowadays they will be more prone to do. Nice little 3-0 dub.
Quick look at the highlights there on Tuscan Control. 10.5 minutes. CleanX, that 3's piece was, woo, lordy, that last kill on attempt, huge out of him. And if not for this car exploding, who knows? He might have had that clean line on Gravity. He was so hurt though. What a 4-piece that would have been. Wipe an entire squad like that. Sensational stuff. But yeah, Ultra managing to find the special sort of secret sauce, the formula to slaying here on Tuscan Control, something that has plagued them somewhat. And there you go, mate. That was a wonderful, wonderful 3-round victory from them. Paris, close but no cigar. The last ditch attempt, man, I thought it was there. I really, really did. A little bit of work to still be done there for Paris when it comes to the new control mode.
Yeah, I mean, segments or kills that decide the round 5, the maps still play the exact same as far as like the difficulties of just winning on offense at all. So if Toronto, one of the best teams at it, again, them and Boston, I think are probably the 2 teams I'm looking at the most to really take advantage of this segment change. But whatever the case may be, obviously a struggle point in this series or this entire year, control pairs have not been fans of. Ultra take advantage, get the 2-1 lead in the series, and again, going into that Tuscan hardpoint, I'm going to be laser focused on just trying to see what the P3 spawns look like from a mini-map perspective, because I gotta say, playing it feels wild.
Yeah, we're in for a fun one. Tuscan Hardpoint coming up next. Current lead though for Toronto Ultra, 2-1. We'll see if we can get a toot, you know, because got a little fleur-de-lis, kind of looks like a T. The two Ultra things look like O's. We get a toot. Who knows, mate? We'll see. We've seen other words being created across the maps and modes screen here in the season. You know exactly what I'm talking about. For instance, Boston and Ultra go up against each other. Let's just say map 1 and 4 usually go the way of Boston. Hey, it's those hard points. Am I right, friends? Here we go though. Here we go though, Chance, into the Tuscan hardpoint. And again, as far as like two teams go, not particularly adept at hardpoint. Tuscan obviously a different beast of the cage. Massive change. Those P3 spawns. What are we thinking, mate? What's the vibe for both these teams?
Well, I mean, specifically for the P3, again, it, at least to me, feels chaotic. I know Ultra are probably one of the better teams in the game of having the teamwork to deal with those like mixing moments. So I might be stealing quite a few strats from their book to see where the pressure is going to be. But you just have players now spawning in like the dead center of the map, front fire. So they just have a 2-second route to get to the hill. And then the other team will be spawning like back roof. And they also have a 2-second route to go to the hill. So at least in my experience, it is a bloodbath of just hyper aggressive to flood your way through the hill. I mean, nades are going to be a big factor. If any team is able to like lock and secure a setup, it'd be fun to see how they do it. But at least in my, like, I'm expecting craziness is the short version.
I like craziness. I mean, we get a fair share of that here in Vanguard already. It's a speedy game, friends. It's got to be said. But Tuscan coming up in just a moment. We'll see where they go. Map number 4 here in the series. And yeah, if craziness is what, you know, you're expecting, Chance, I have no doubt that these teams will deliver. A close game, hopefully. Again, neither team too hot when it comes to hardpoint, but we'll see how it goes when we do get into this one. Tuscan coming up in a brief moment again. Very different kind of map to Bocage. A little bit more rotation heavy, a bit more comeback heavy. You know, you can lock teams out. You can find decent time. We're seeing teams now managing to find the success on P5, that command center. It's happening, man. Everyone's starting to get to grips with the way the map should be played. And Insight, something's going on with Insight, but the rest of the squad have been pulling things back very, very well indeed. That Tuscan was a wonderful regain from them. After the search and destroy, they get 2 straight in a row. So we'll see how the team can find themselves going now into this Tuscan. For Paris, I think, I mean, this is a must-win, obviously, but I think for them, if they could force their game 5, we could have one hell of a series in our hands here, mate, because this is huge for Ultra, not starting in the lower bracket in the Major 2.
I would say like the Paris, it's like a must-win for momentum sort of thing, like just to finally get a victory. It's like you can go into the major with more confidence, a little bit of wind in your sails, so to speak. But I think without question, they're 0-4 right now. I would have to imagine guaranteed to start in losers bracket for Ultra. Quite a bit more pressure on, still an opportunity to make it in winners. I think if they win this series, they still have to battle New York, and you definitely do not want a 2-3 finish. Also, by the way, good news for Ultra as far as tie breaks go, though. I know 2 of their losses were like game 5s. So as far as like the map count goes, you know, losing in a game 5 is good for the map count in a tie break as far as like losses go. So in a decent spot as long as they start pulling away with these victories for their final series. So pressure still on, and maybe even long term in this hardpoint game mode. I'd say for the Ultra last year, it's not like they were phenomenal on it. They were obviously a solid team. Pretty much any team in the game, they could take at least one hardpoint win in a series. And I think that's really all they've ever needed. Like, as long as they're going 50-50 and finding one hardpoint victory, I mean, this team will be right back towards the top of the league. And I mean, it really is just scarily impressive how good they were in an entire major where they did not win a single hardpoint. Imagine if they can just get one.
I'm trying to think back to it. I need the stats in front of me. Were they even close to winning a hardpoint back at the first major? I don't know. I don't think it was particularly strong, but here we go. New looks here on Tuscan. First point up. Over towards that big old field. They call it Monument. We call it Nade Central. Into the point we go. Bance may have that first blood, but it's Legion at the time. And wow, Jimbo just got eviscerated.
Something I forgot to touch on, by the way. The spawns have also been adjusted on Tuscan for control and S&D, and the team on defense spawns up way closer. Not the same case for hardpoint, though. So Paris, at least in theory, off the rip, should be able to get to hill a little bit quicker, but seemingly that hasn't made too much of a difference because Cammy 2-0, able to get towards this head glitch and, well, gets dropped straight away.
Bance is in through the defensive line. He cracks only a little bit of it before it solids right up again. 3 players now alive for Paris, trying to get the pressure onto the point, but it's all Ultra so far. Final 15 seconds, rotation's already down. That's Ultra's side of the map now, friends. That far right-hand side is where they were spawning. They've got themselves set up there for the big old column right in the center of that little square. We see it's the B zone, rather, on control. Will now be the site of one hell of a battle. Here's this hard point. It's opened up. And here come Legion, the 2-2 split, trying to make their way through the map.
And Bance is just ready for pressure that was never going to come. And well, now for John, maybe trying to go back through pillars. Similar to like the control, Paris want to just bully out the back. And well, you take down Insight, you get those back spawns. And now it's just about flooding towards that point. A couple players getting caught along the way, or actually Cammy seemingly catching everybody. And John had to win that one, or else this would have been dire in almost, potentially a full 60 on this hill. But he's created the opening. He's got his teammates behind him. The next push is here.
Ooh, timing from Bance just that little bit better as he manages to win that fight. 25 remaining on this point. It's not quite a full 60 yet. They've jumped off it for a brief spell, so it's going to be damn good still from Ultra. Paris unable to get the breaks here. Still another shot at it. Kills come through. There's only so many gunfights Ultra can win from these positions. And finally, a little bit of love now from Paris here on P2. And Jimbo, unfortunately, leaves that one to his teammate. But hey, John's got him covered. Big wins again. Nice shots. Big sprint now across map chance. P3, the fountain, the dreaded fountain at that.
And I'm just excited to see how this looks. And I think Insight already posted in the D back of the map. Bance the first one in the hill. And for the moment, they are prepared for this roof pressure. But number 3 out towards P1, he gets red, but either way, he gets the kill. So now you're fighting a 2-front war. Instant break. Spawns don't matter. Pairs break through in what? 10 seconds it took.
Great break. Again, if you don't manage to get yourself into the hard point first and win the rotation, you may as well just smash through the front door. That's one way to do it. But now Ultra doing their very best impression of Legion now on the offense again. Paris, though, holding the line. Insight with the kills coming through. And finally, the 3 remaining members there of Paris. Oh, Cammy winning one. But again, trades abound. CleanX, he's able to get it. No one's able to get too much time here. And finally, Bance slides onto the point. Great moves now out of Ultra. They've got themselves in there. 15 seconds remaining. No time to be had. What a wild hard point this has been.
You're in fire, they're in fire, I'm in fire, everybody's there over towards the hill. And well, not a full 60 by either team by any stretch of the imagination. As far as that rotation goes, though, Ultra at least in the back first. Jimbo, though, from up top, guns 2 players down, and take all that time to rotate just to take the gunny like that. Pairs Legion, first team inside Church, but not just with the back spawns. Ultra will be quick to try to make this break, and Cammy, the first one to strike.
Oh, Gravity now bounces right back into this one, keeping the kills afloat for his team. Ultra, though, still with a lot of numbers on point, keeping the time ticking in their favor. Oh, I think Gravity may have been spotted there, but he's in. He's found at least 1 kill out of this, and just like that, almost, yes, indeed, Paris with a bit of control. Nice shots from Insight from the outside, keeping the contest from a difference. CleanX, though, knock, who's there? It's me. It's 7 and 12, but these kills are important for now. Ultra still retain full control of the point. Massive shots out of everyone, as Tuscan certainly got a little bit more pacey after the update.
And the players inside the hill, Bance able to take both of them down. So pacey indeed, and nice clutch gunfight wins by Bance to make sure he secure that final bit of scrap. And decent little lead. Ultra have built themselves, and Cammy on this rotation. First one here, first one gone. Jimbo again on rotations, winning these intro gunfights, but obviously, getting that initial time is great, but it's about being able to hold 3 players coming in through the roof side of things. Jimbo, first man to deal with.
See how long Paris can hold this one down. Not an easy hill whatsoever get points on. Cammy CleanX now with the entry through roof side. Cammy's in. Table for cover is all he's got for now, as the attack from Paris is mostly going to come from downstairs for the time being. But again, time ticks very fast here on Tuscan. Nice shots out of CleanX. The reposition. Oh my, he could hold this spot. Nice moves. Great shots. Damage in a Jimbo. Here comes Insight from outside. And it's non-stop. Great work again from Ultra, winning these close range engagements, and the teamwork from them so far sensational as they're managing to pull this one away in a tremendous fashion. 20 seconds remaining here on the 5th. Big tags again as Paris back on point.
And look, this is a hill where it's not like I have great insight or recommendations, but that is a hill where Paris, they win the rotation and still end up getting bullied out. And even for those final 8 seconds of scrap, it is time like that that adds up time and time again. Somewhat of a bocage effect can apply to Tuscan as well, but Toronto right now, wheeling, dealing, built themselves a 70-point lead.
Yep, coming into the second set of hard points now. Paris will have the time, but Ultra with the lead. Let's go for a quick listen in with Toronto Ultra.
He's top broken, by the way, top broken. I've had to weak then. I'm just staying like... Name their side, name their side,
They fire, they fire.
We can time, we can time.
Jimbo behind the tree, I got no.
Left him, wait.
Fuck.
One's on the pillar, one's on the pillar. Yeah, last guy mid, he's gonna be their side you.
Yeah, Church dead.
Nice. Laying down, I'm seeing you push.
I'm trying to mid, quick. Mid, Jimbo.
Fire!
Grabbing mid, grabbing middle, grabbing middle, absolute. Grabbing middle, absolute. How's the other side, I think?
Got church here.
One. Nice.
On the 15. I'll pick up left.
Okay.
We
got no Jamie hit one, it could be church, yeah.
Looking for.
I got low. Going for theory.
Gary's on ult. Gary's on ult.
Okay, yeah. They could be in church. Two front, two P5, two P5. John's absolute. He's not going to push it.
Yeah.
You just seen him, Toby, worst time?
Fuck's sake.
Only two plat, right?
Absolute plat, absolute plat.
I'll kill this cap. I need it, Cam. Careful.
Good.
I'm watching church ramp. Back. Yeah, he's in the back, man. I'm absolute. There's two.
Weak church ramp. He's in church. In church.
Mochi church.
Jimbo
church. Jimbo church dead.
Don't
try and push me. He's pushing you out. L dead. One more. John L. Fucking smoking. Next, one more.
Weak top plat. Nice dead.
Don't want to ramp.
Absolute ramp. He's on top green.
I'm wrapping over.
I'm about to go in the back.
Yeah,
wrap. Good wrap.
I'm in P5.
Slow us down. Wait, you didn't hit me?
That's
right in the back. Top church. Absolute top church.
Absolute
top church. He's gone mid. He's already gone mid. Could be out. Last guy knew they flip. I'm going through mid.
Yeah. Gravity dead. I'm just being annoying.
Yeah, I'm coming left on you.
I'm going top. Where is he?
Jimbo dead.
Nice.
I'm going top.
Gonna be behind you.
I'm on top.
Name God heady.
He's behind me, church. He's gone you. Okay. Listen, he's in useless.
Okay.
Wants to be mid alley.
The characteristic clean comms there of Toronto Ultra Chance. So there's a Cammy with a smoke him. Absolutely love that.
You definitely take the passion, but back towards P3 we go. Paris, they got here first, but again, you're just going to be dealing with those sort of roof spawns, and they're actually taking the route through fire and maybe sort of flip the map on its head, and that is a bold strategic out, and we will see how that pays off for him, because now, well, you sort of get the setup. You get Insight posted up towards that God Heady. You've opened up the roof spawns for Ultra. Interesting timing on the flank, but CleanX there to deal with it. Paris inside the hill for the moment. If Insight still posts in the back, it should not be for long, or maybe it'll just be trades on trades in trades. As, oh dear God, everybody is dying in the point, but I mean, Paris, they have it for a moment.
They pulled it back as well. I mean, 170 to the 130 now, climbing for Paris Legion. We're going to see the hard point rotation come down. Over towards to church we go, and this should be a big one. Paris Legion, they're in here first, but the rotational kills coming down now. Paris, Jimbo, Temp, finding them indeed. They still have to contend with CleanX, who's just popped dead silence, but nothing quiet about it. Jimbo sniffs him out. Bance taken care of there as well. So only a one-hit attack now through the front line. That's going to be from Insight. Pistol in hand, in a little bit of trouble, waiting for the squad to show up, but he gave his teammates enough time. Paris have got to shuffle now on the defense and get those players back in a point to defend.
Oh, Paris actually doing such a nice job of like swinging out towards the bottom side of the mini map, and that is a clean 4-man feed that they are able to get. John and Gravity deliver. I mean, they just spread out the pressure so much, and well, that is exactly where Ultra kept trying to push from. Try to go through P5, they get dealt with. Try to hit from every angle, get dealt with, and now inside the point, Jimbo, there's the first free B. Insight gets the trades, but they're still in this time. I mean, this Churchill is where they have set themselves apart. John again picking up 2, and just like that, one good hill is all it takes. Paris Legion right back in this game.
They take the lead, and they've got themselves over towards P5. It is all on Temp. 23 and 18 for him now, winning his first battle, the first of many. He's got a couple more to go, gets 2 before being brought down. Was that enough to get his teammates a little bit closer? Cammy with the courage over by the green side, and the tags from Jimbo a little too strong. John from downstairs cuts him down. It's another clean 3. One player left alive in his Bance, and John's going for him. They've got him again. Another wipe. Paris, though, have got to turtle up indeed, because here comes the pressure from Ultra. CleanX through the window. Cammy takes care of bloody everyone on point. Jimbo now trying to get involved, and the pinch is there. Paris have the numbers chance. They might be able to get back on it.
Bance again, though, he's able to pick up at least 1 for the bottom side of the map, but he's got to be the guy to make the big play.
Oh, my word.
No one's even contesting, but that is the full stack outside. This is where the nades for Ultra might come through in Insight. He's there to get the first. The contest time is in, but everybody should be tagged up in one shot through the nades at Ultra. The clean break. Maybe a hero play down low. I think John might be trying to hit this with the final few seconds, or maybe hit that roto. But Ultra bounce back on P5, get back in the swing of things. That rotation, Insight can't quite get the second, so Paris will be set up here new. They have an 8-point lead at the start of P1. Ultra, you see that wide flank. It's Bance again, trying to flip those spawn. Temp there to make the read. Paris Legion the game firmly in their grasp.
This is it. Trying to force the game 5. Third set now upon us. Jimbo holding down the hard point as best he can. Cammy, Bance lining up through the front. Here comes the pinch in the middle. It's inside. He gets brought down. Temp. He stays alive as well. This is unbelievable. Jimbo keeping it going, baby. Jimbo flying high. Catches one more. That is tremendous stuff out of Paris Legion. They're holding the line down now indeed. 2 players from Ultra through middle of the map. It's on a Temp. Eyes on. Can he catch any more out of this one? He will. Oh, God, they're holding it down. This is what game 5 looks like, friends. Bance stunned up, tagged up, damage dealt, and Gravity locking the point down as well, Chance. This is sensational stuff out of Paris Legion. Oh my God, they're still going. Insight finally gives them a moment to breathe. There's 10 seconds left. They've done so much damage here on the first.
And it was such a dominant P1 hill that you get that free rotation towards New and those rotational gunfights. Gravity with 2, Jimbo for the 3rd, CleanX being the front man, but he's already getting stunned and tagged up. Legion, they know where the pressure's coming from, but doesn't matter if you got to deal with Cammy. The Flying Scotsman able to pick up 2. CleanX is able to get through.
Oh my.
And just like that, the instant break for Ultra is in.
Oh my, it's on. Oh my God, CleanX wins another one. This is it. The turnaround moment Ultra may need. They have to hold on to the kills here, and CleanX is the guy to try to do it no more to be had. 2 players now through the back for Paris Legion. The players through the front are being taken care of. It's over to Benjamin Bance. He's got a decent opportunity to get the kills, but he can't do it. Paris Legion marching forward. Cammy now picking up the pieces, gets 2 more. CleanX has to win big. He does. Insight now. Overall's the point we go. 20 seconds left on this hill, and my word, Chance, what an absolute bloodbath it is on Tuscan.
Oh, Paris are fighting for it, by the way. They're fighting for the scrap time, but this might be a mistake. They can still win it with 10 seconds, but Ultra still here with enough pressure. They get wiped out, but that tick is not going to go their way. Forced to rotate. I'm almost convinced, and look who is there first. Ultra have to find a way to not let them get a single point. The hold for Tuscan P3.
Here we go. A single second for Paris Legion to force the game 5. Toronto Ultra, the hold has to quite literally be perfect. Here comes the slow push. Time ticking. It's going to be one good hit now. 10 seconds now on the clock. Nades coming through from Bance. Locking this one down. Through the backside we go. It's over to the rooftop. Bance with the shots in. You have to keep them off the point. Bance has got to go big. You still keeping the pressure on. Here through the front. John's on it. John's on it. We got a game 5. Oh, God. It was so close. And that is a heartbreak for Ultra. You can see it across the faces. CleanX, the hand warmer, hit the forehead so quick, but Legion, what a massive effort. Game 5 now awaits. This series is dumb lit. It's dumb lit.
I mean, yeah, the game 5 will certainly be spicy. I gotta say, though, that looked like an impossible situation to keep anybody out of the point. I mean, Bance is like on that back truck looking towards roof, and he is still having players spawn up like 15 feet away from him. So, I mean, that is happening too fast. And also the one player who does get his spawn blocked, I think spawns either towards the middle of the map or P1. And Paris Legion, I mean, they just spawn up in a pinch just to break through on the hill. So, I mean, as hard of a try as that was for the Ultra, I mean, that looked to be a truly impossible scenario as P3 spawns. Again, we pointed out, absolutely wild.
We can take a quick look at the last hill as well. I mean, this was a sensational 2-second difference in the end there, but looking at the setup here from Chance, this is the break from Legion. 1 second's all they needed.
I'm telling you, just look at the minimap though, because you're going to see Bance on the truck, but just watch where the Paris Legion players are spawning. The P1 side, like Ultra sort of have the pressure there, so they're expecting the roof spawn to be open, which the first couple players do spawn in the back, even though Bance is looking this direction, but then it's number 2, the only guy to spawn out, shoots a player in the back, sprints into the hill. So even when you're expecting those roof spawns to come through, even with Bance there just 15 feet away, I'm getting excited, but it just doesn't make a difference because the mixiness, someone will spawn out, and anywhere you spawn, I think on P3 nowadays, you're 3 seconds away from being able to break the hard point. So, I mean, with 1 point, all that Paris needed, too easy. And I think just to backtrack, I think it was the Churchill earlier on that they really set themselves apart.
Yeah, it was nice. That was a really, really good Churchill again. And then, I mean, I can't believe it. Toot, toot, there we go. Oh my word, what a series this has been, friends. 2 seconds separating us in the hard point, that round 11 on the search and destroy. But now to the cage we go, and it's a fresh look. We've got a brand new A-bomb site. We'll see exactly how it comes into play. And this is bound to be very interesting indeed, man. I mean, it's a series of firsts here, of course, in Vanguard. The patches have come through, and oh, baby, what a patch it was. We'll see how that A-bomb site comes into play. It's moved from the inside of the Grandma's building to the outside plat. So, it's going to be interesting. We will leave the deliberations to the teammates while we now throw a quick commercial break. Ladies and gentlemen, upon our return, Game 5, Paris Legion, Toronto Ultra, a big one. You don't want to miss it.
Call of Duty League is brought to you by Mountain Dew.
And here we go, game 5, friends. Now we say farewell to the old bomb site here on Bocage, and we say how diddly doodly neighborino to the brand new bomb site. It must have grown legs and just opened that door all by itself and just crept on out, and overnight, oh my, the map may look so very different. We will see, though, as the first time now the new bomb site makes its debut here in the CDL, as this is going to be an interesting one indeed. And can I just say, production, I love the black and white over that image there.
Hey, that was such a nice touch.
Just poured one out. We poured one out for the old bomb site because, hey, man, it had its fair share of crazy moments in the start of Vanguard, but now we're saying hello to a new one, and this could be very cool. Chance, big change does open up a lot of lines of sight towards that A bomb, and hey, who knows? It might make B that bit more attractive. I don't know.
No, I think actually the opposite almost. I think it would make A more attractive just because like in the post plant setup, like if you plant for the offensive side spawn on the plat, you can now watch it from top barn, back spawn, the back rafters. You can go like in top grandmas and like see it out the side window. So I think A will more than likely be slightly more common. But honestly, the map might not play out any differently. Like you still have options. It's still Bocage. You still just like, you need those intro kills, and wherever you get them, make the adjustments after that. And I'd say on the defensive side, I'm gonna guess more players will be playing on that back tank, like in the back spawn to actually look over on that bomb site, but it'll be fun to see. Also, you know, it's early on enough that I think different teams will have completely different ideas how to play. Maybe some teams will just go B just so it'll be like normal and you can avoid it, but I'm gonna guess that it would be slightly more preferred.
First blood Bance. Trades. Massive work from Jimbo. Nice shots out of Jimbo. What a two-piece that was. He's got a couple more players to deal with. Good work again as Toronto managed to stop the bleeding. 2v1 now. Temp, last player left up in mid-map. Bomb down outside of the front of Granny's. No one's home. Temp's going to play this slow. Oh my God, the timing. Sensational timing. Here comes the final tags. Oh, no way he gets away with this one. Ultra take the first round. And chance to go back to the balloon search and destroy again. Ultra managed to win it in round 11. 10 out of those 11 rounds, Paris got first blood. In the 5 offenses, they planted the bomb and they lost all of them. So that could be a symptom of Berlin for Paris, but I just don't know, mate. The last time we saw Paris play this map, it was a tough one for them as well.
Or just from Paris completely unable to clutch or like make the adjustments in like key scenario. I mean, again, even that round 11 from Paris did not like the way they played it at all. That being said, though, 10 out of 11 first bloods, that is as crazy gets, but another sort of like clutch situational round where Ultra, whether or not their stun grenades are on point, they do come out on top. And for the moment, that bomb leaning towards A, but with 0 map control is honestly, Temp has put himself in a pretty nice spot.
And Temp was almost able to spot the peeking head of Benjamin Bance there for a brief moment, but for now, it's going to be a little quiet as the nades now ring out. Doesn't land anything, so CleanX still going in, seemingly unaware. Check your corners though, son. Legion players are everywhere. Bance will click slide. Oh, this could be huge. Jimbo gets out with his life. Oh my word, wins the gunfight as well. That is tremendous out of Jimbo. CleanX surely with the trade. Yes, indeed. Here comes John getting involved as well. Over to the other bomb site though, inside a tip of the tank. Manages to nail it. 2v2 now. Temp trying to make it that bit more fair, but the bomb once again down outside front grandmas.
That's great. If Temp gets that kill, I mean, that's basically a free win for this round, but now Temp is going to be forced to make some sort of adjustment. Now Gravity sort of pinched in between the 2 Ultra players, but maybe not with too much fear in his heart. 18 seconds left. That bomb's still down. Gravity in an SMG corner, but in an AR's world, he at least takes down 1. 12 seconds to go. Bomb has not been picked up, and there is Donnie Temp for the cleanup kill in the end.
Oh.
Ultra not able to make moves on the map realistically at all, and meanwhile, Paris, they found that open lane. Temp gets through, and he might not get the initial freebie, but there for the final kill in the end. Paris Legion on the board. Tied up game. Maybe, Miles, just maybe. A round 11 on the horizon.
We'll see. Twice in a series. Doesn't happen too often, but when it does, oh boy, we talk about him for a while. Temp, nice patient round out of him. Gets himself into the game. About at 1-1. 3-man hit through mid. Bance is getting that opening kill, and that's a nice way to start things off. Jimbo does get in the grandma, so now he's making noise, baby. Big slide. Oh my God, another great 2-piece out of Jimbo.
Yep.
One of the big criticisms we had of his gameplay before was he needed to slow things down a little bit, and that boy has managed to find a sweet spot right then and there. Great work out of him. Over by the bomb site though, inside top grannies, another spot you got to watch now. Stops the plant going through. 1v3 technically here for Insight.
And it was mentioned before. I mean, in my opinion, he is the most clutch player in the league for these situations. But bomb down, and again, there is a bevy of new spots that you have to clear out when the bomb goes down on this A side.
He's trying it. One tank at a time, creeping forward. Has to check a corner or two. Gravity peeks out, gets the kill. Insight. Not today. Paris will take the lead.
Yeah, an incredibly loud reload. I think Gravity just heard that straight away. And there for the free kill. Not a fun situation because, again, it's corners like that you have to check. It's many things. And I think, Jimbo, there's a lot of players I want to see in a game where there's a dolphin dive, not a slide. But that is a perfect example of the slide mechanic. You just get underneath that pre-aim. And especially on this map, you will be able to torch players constantly. Just hit them with that movement.
We saw that at LAN as well. Players sliding directly at their opponents. Try to quite literally get in the soft spots and nail it there. Sun's come through. Two players there, Granny side. Bance slowly but surely creeping his way out of barn now. Makes himself a little hidey hole to get through. A lot of time going. John trying to bait out something here. Cracks the double doors of Grandma's. 10 with the first blood.
And no one's actually on that back tank, which I guess in a sense makes sense because you never really want to plant for their side. And until you've cleared out Grandma's, not easy to get this bomb down. Players making moves. Cammy for the first, and trades do not come through. And they're just going to make that readjustment. So 3v4 potential here for the Ultra.
And they dipped.
I guess they're going to elect to swing this over towards B.
They dipped quick. Insight clearing the back very, very methodically. And now it's Bance. Eyes on John. Backs on up. Stuns are in. And that bomb, hey, this is the cage, baby. They're going back to A, potentially. Yeah, they're gone. Bomb site's clear. You've pulled Paris one way. You pull them another. They're not that flexible, though. They've managed now to stop it. And they're like, uh-oh, B's clear. Oh, no, they're planted it. Oh, no. Yes, they have. Here we go. 3v3. Retake once again on A.
And they put so much pressure on B. I mean, maybe they just don't trust their retakes as much. Or maybe you're going for the all stretch and nobody is there to even check it. Are you kidding me? The instant hop of the defuse, the Vanguard special, as that is like the only play everybody makes. I mean, in ranked, at the pro level, people just hop bombs. That is how this game works. You don't want to spend all the time clearing out every little thing. You get to that site, just pick that bomb up. 7.5 seconds. It's all 10 needs.
And he got it. His teammates bought him that. Could be symptomatic of all the windows and doors and all sorts of things. You're so worried about keeping an eye on that bomb or making sure that no one else can be in a position to get it that you just forget to look straight at it. That is exactly what 10 does. 3-1 here to Legion. First blood going the way of Jimbo. Trades out immediately. And John's got that bomb. He's definitely going for it. Top Grandma's Temp's got to clean that one out. CleanX is in position to play spoiler right now. And he could potentially get it done. If John... Oh, no, he crossed. He managed to get to the bomb site. So CleanX turned a blind eye for a brief moment. We could see the plant come through in a mode, but here we go. Paris setting up for the defense.
Just waiting for the kills to come through as well. You take down CleanX, who was up top, and I think that's the main spot. You got to clear out to actually get the bomb down. But there you go, Cammy. The Wizard makes the play. Not for long, though. He does get traded. Bomb down in a horrific corner for Insight to have to deal with. Oh. Except he's on defense. Got switched up on that. Doesn't matter. 2v1, taking him down. Pairs. Full speed ahead.
Oh, man. He, look. He got it there. Slowly but surely, though, Paris managed to find those kills. Patient again. Very patient here on Bocage as Toronto Ultra seemingly getting a little ruffled here. We'll see if they can't find that composure they're characteristically known for. And Legion, this is a new look for them. We've not seen them this dominant when it comes to the game mode. Another round. Here we go. 4-1 here in game 5.
And a 4 spree for Gravity as well. Something just to keep in mind. Jimbo looking for another first blood. As aggressive as you like it. And I think Gravity maybe had an angle to look down towards Bance. But where that gets given up, Jimbo does not care. Flying forward, looking for the gunfights. And just like that, out like a ghost in the night. I mean, he's been called out 17 times from 4 different places. And he's able to make the smart play back down and make sure you maintain that man advantage.
Amazing stuff out of Jimbo. Incredibly smooth moves. John managing to find another one. 4v2 now. CleanX, he and Insight trying to deal with these shadows, these phantoms here on Bocage. As Gravity, he's a little bit more stationary. But the submachine gun players, they are running amok right now. Less than 40 seconds to play with. Not a lot of time. Oh, and CleanX once again, these little shadows on the inside. Jimbo's found another one. Ah, CleanX has just rung the dinner bell, and the hungry Paris players, here they come. Tem, okay, we're making this work somewhat, but not enough to get the job done. Paris Legion, a little too strong here on the cage.
I mean, effectively dominant. And Jimbo, by the way, just constantly making plays. I mean, has, I think, 3 first bloods to his name, maybe more. And I know at least one of them has been traded out very quickly, but not that round. Gets the kill on Bance, flies straight into barn, as aggressive as you like it, and gets back out of dodge. And I mean, to a certain extent, almost single-handedly winning his team that round, or at least putting themselves in a great spot. One more round for Paris to get their first online win. And really just, I mean, destroy the momentum of Ultra.
And they're going to lose the bracket, mate, for Ultra. This is a stinger, a real stinger. Jimbo has been incredibly detrimental to Ultra's morale here in the match. Pass plant over by A. Under the safety of the brick wall there. Jimbo's got the coverage there. He and John, they're out. Here comes the counter-attack now from Ultra. It's a good old-fashioned 4v4 retake to keep themselves in this one. Here we go.
This is a good old-fashioned nightmare of a retake, too. Bance tries to make the play. A couple players might be one-shot. CleanX there for the cleanup crew, and Insight finds the kill, and all of a sudden, it is 10 for the clutch spots. There's number 1 from the top. Rope goes Cammy and takes him down. No funny business there. It takes a little bit of magic to make it happen, but Bance and CleanX to take care of those 2 players in the old A site. Get their team that win.
Yeah, there's no bomb covering you anymore, man. You're just a person in a corner. Incredibly crucial kills from CleanX here. Fast as you like. Hops the bomb immediately, knowing the insights on that tank there. You saw CleanX with the hand signals. Let's go, 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 boys. Another round we go.
Paris again, by the way. I mean, they are just stacking up the dead center of this map. No worries at all about that sort of outer A area, and they've been on point with the first bloods. CleanX in an ever delicate situation. John gets the first blood, cooking an A, but hey, again, you get the first blood. You get out with your life. Paris are providing. They have that man advantage.
Temp's playing alone over by River. That could be huge if they do decide to hit over there towards that B bomb, but hey, for now, Paris is set up very strong across Røkkr, and it's up to Ultra to try to find some opening now. A single pick would be great, but there's no way Legion give this up. They have the man advantage. They have the map position. This is their round to lose right now.
And he swings. He has the angle on Temp, but there you go. Temp just has to stay alive, and no freebies given. You try to plant that bomb. John is ready for it, but so is CleanX. 3v3. He gets out for a moment. Insight spots him up top, but actually Insight just wins a separate gunfight. Jimbo's trying to catch this player off bomb, and he does. Indeed, always with the slide. 1v2 for Cammy. Winner's bracket on the line.
Oh, it's gone! It's gone! Paris Legion, they get it done! Elation across the faces of the players. What a victory that was. A game 5 against Toronto Ultra. You had an opportunity to steal at the stars align, and they brought the goods today. 3-2, the final score. Paris Legion, they get on the board in a big way. And that is a stinger for Ultra, mate. That is a very good... I think it's almost settled now. I will wait for the full confirmation from Legals, but I think they're in the lower bracket. That is an unbelievable turn coming now into the major. But wow, Jimbo, 10-5. The last time we gave him stick for not, necessarily the most impressive display on Røkkr, turned it around with something special there. What a bit of work from Jimbo on the cage.
Well, for what it's worth, no, I think there's still a small possibility Ultra make it in towards winners. They have to win their next series and then have to hope for the tie breaks. They've lost 3 game 5, so technically that's good for the tie breaks, depending on who they tie with. But no, I mean, it's still a bad spot no matter what. They have to hope for some sort of craziness to make it out. And I mean, if you're losing to Paris, that's a dagger of a series anyway. Credit towards Paris, though. Jimbo played phenomenally well today, especially so in the search and destroys, even making big plays towards the end. But I think the biggest thing is they've made enough roster changes, and we have actually started to see a couple improvements for the team. Admittedly, just a single win counts as an improvement, but I mean, hey, they get the online win, maybe a little bit of momentum, wind in their sails to go into their major. And I mean, certainly for Paris, the best they have looked all year. Any win against the Ultra is always a welcome one. especially in a Game 5 fashion.
I think another thing to take away from this as well for Paris, the composure and the communication is very, very clear. They seem like they're well in control of difficult situations on, whether it was on Tuscan in that 1 second they needed. Again, Spawns definitely gave them a bit of a helping hand there. The COD gods were on their side, but we heard some magnificent comebacks from them and a 6-2 victory there. Foot. 2 T's on the end. They close the series out. Brilliant stuff there from Paris Legion. An explosive start to the day, Chance. Quite a surprise indeed. The pick'em's well and truly up in the air for many. And again, commiserations to Ultra. Bance not feeling very well there. They still up one hell of a fight and a lot of practice. A lot of changes need to really happen if they want to come confident in the major. Desk, what do we think? A crazy start to today's games.
Oh, this was his best start out there. What were you saying, Ed?
I was just saying, Paris did it, man. Like, they look good.
There we go. I'm going to tell you now, Paris looked good. Toronto looked really dry. But at the end of the day, it's going to be all about Paris getting that big upset win. And let me just express that once again. Everybody out there basically predicted Toronto Ultra to win this matchup. And the fact that Paris winning their second game ever this year, that was phenomenal.
And they look way better. I mean, across those hard points, going into that series, these guys were 2-9 on Bocage and Tuscan combined in terms of hard point wins. And then also, that's the first time they won on Bocage S&D. And I thought they were the better team on that Berlin Search and Destroy as well, if it wasn't for those 2 crazy clutch rounds.
Yeah.
The Insight 1v2, where there's just probably a little bit of a breakdown in communication. And then also Bance getting through small room and getting 3 kills. Yeah. Like, if it isn't for that, like, they're in a way better spot. They win 3-1. But to talk about their hard point a little bit, they look so good, so composed. Miles just talked about it in that listening on that Bocage. You heard Temp like, yo, we left inside, keeping track of players, and then it's like a conversation. Your Gravity then go, no, that was the first kill that I had, and then they're talking about their next move. The rotations are on point, the breaks are on point, and then Jimbo as well. Popping off in that Game 5 under pressure is a good sign headed into the major.
For all of you out there, when Nameless said Jimbo was doing this thing as well, he had a big grin on his face because, aBeZy, when he was going on those sprees and actually ending this series 10-5 right there, that's the growth we love to see.
And he did it in the first S&D as well. He ended 10-6 on that one. So now we're starting to see what Jimbo actually brings to this roster, why they moved him up in the first place now that he's getting comfortable.
Yes, now, aLLeY, when it comes to this matchup in particular, okay, let's be real. Toronto, they're not looking good at all. They're looking bad stage 2, and this loss right here does not help their case when it comes to staying outside of that loser side of the bracket.
It doesn't make me feel good. The first S&D that they won in the series, Cammy was the only one positive, which he was the player that needed to be able to translate his slaying and respawn to the search and destroy, and it's just rotations. Yep. It's rotations and hardpoint every single time. Paris was the one early on rotations. When it comes to Toronto Ultra, usually they focus 1, 3, and 5 hills when it comes to hardpoint, and Paris focuses more on the 4 to 5 side, 3 to 4 side. In Toronto, they kept losing 1. They kept losing P1. On the Bocage, you saw all that time that they could have focused on when it came to the last seconds of rotation, that they just gave up trying to get into P2 spawns, which you don't need on a map like Bocage.
Yeah, I agree. To expand on that, like, we saw them for like 30 seconds trying to flank around the back to get P2 spawns over and over. Meanwhile, they're getting smoked on P1. Or it's just like in between, nobody's getting time, the hill's just contested. And when you see the good teams on Bocage, what they do is they chain P5 into P1. We were talking about that back in the green room, like, why does Toronto prioritize that so much? Well, I mean, you look at that map and you look at the first time they had the P2, yeah, they did get like 30 seconds, but they got no time on P1. So when a team does eventually control the P5 and then chain that into P1, you're going to be in a terrible spot. So there's just these philosophies towards certain maps that Toronto is still working out. And then even on the Tuscan, why they continuously have been losing, it always comes down to that final rotation. And we saw Temp got a big 3-piece there in P5. They get that time, then they end up rotating, they cut through mid, and they get cut off from up top. So there's a couple things that have been happening with Toronto on a consistent basis that they need to go back and fix headed to the major.
I do have to say this. Matter of fact, I'm loving what we're seeing from the bottom side of the teams that really need improvement when it comes to the CDL. And a lot of those teams aren't afraid to spend some money and make some changes, because what we're seeing so far, aLLeY, okay, Temp looking so much more comfortable. Saw him sniping, what was it, like a week ago? He was popping off. Jimbo comes into the fold. They're winning now. Jimbo's looking a lot more comfortable, but also looking at Gravity, looking at John. You see the consistency there, and like Nameless was saying, when it comes to the communication, you're starting to see a lot of growth. You're starting to see a lot more maturity in this team. They're understanding how to close out these games now.
Yeah, no, it's a lot more growth on the team chem side, right? We said in the listen in, it sounded more conversational. It sounded like they were on the same page and talking to each other, not just spitting out what was going on. Not only that, Gravity felt a lot more aggressive in this series. It looks like he's picked up his pace a little bit to try and keep up with the likes of John, with the likes of Temp, who are just going to continue to fly at these teams.
Right. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's about that time for the Game Fuel post-victory spotlight. My man's Timp. Let's get him on the screen. Timp, by the way, it took you way too long to follow me on Twitter, man. We got some beef, okay? But also, I want to say congrats on your big win. That was a huge upset over Toronto. I have to ask you, when you guys lost that first Search and Destroy, I mean, I felt like you guys could have won that. This series could have ended in 4 games, man. What went down in that map?
That was one of those maps where, like, and we went down 0-2, and I'm, like, kind of yelling, kind of not yelling at the team, like, yo, guys, come on, bro. Like, we just beat them first map. Like, these guys are not, like, respectfully, obviously, they're championship, but that's what I'm saying in the game. I'm like, bro, these guys are not that good. Like, 2v1, he's weak, challenge him. Like, play confident. I feel like we weren't playing confident at the beginning of that game, and then we started to, like, play more confident, and we ended up, like, choking the map. But that's just one of those maps where, like, you gotta kind of laugh it off, but the whole time you're thinking like we win the hard point. As soon as we win the hard point, I'm like, we should have already won the series.
That's it.
So it's just one of those matches where you gotta just leave it in the past and just move forward.
And Timp, we've seen what you've been able to do mentally for this team overall, and obviously our first look at Jimbo left a lot to be desired, and then second series, way better. This series, lights out, and I gotta ask, is anything what you and the team did to kind of bring his confidence back and let him feel comfortable?
The guy's really good, man. Like, he just got to prove it and show it to you guys. I watch his screen every day. Like, his talent level is up there. So hopefully, you know, we turn it around and we get more opportunities to show you guys, but he's nasty. We're trying to just work on his communication and him being more comfortable on the team. But other than that, like, he's good. Like, he's a good player. He just got to, you know, get more reps and more experience and perform in a match.
Yeah, well, he had a good one here. Also, I mean, you guys came into the series, not a great map record, any of those hard points. You guys win both of them, so congratulations at the very end. But I want to talk to you about the control. What has been the issue there, you know, especially on the defense? Why have you guys been struggling so hard in that game mode? Because you guys would have quite a bit of wins here if you're able to close out controls.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. I feel like I feel like sometimes we play a little we try to at least like use too much teamwork instead of just like, especially in the old version. The new version now, you got to like get on the ticks a little bit faster and just make quick decisions. I feel like we just got to get more reps and be on the same page in the decisions we want to make. Like, I feel like sometimes, like, let's say, for example, I might want to hop on the point and then this guy wants to go play kills, or vice versa. I want to go play kills. So it's just a lot of split-second decisions and control, and we just got to get better at making the right one, like, fast, you know?
I have one follow-up question as well, because the listening was beautiful. That was the best communication I've heard out of you guys and since you formed this team. Was that something you guys talked about headed into this week, like more small talk, like, or maybe you kind of take more direction? Because it sounded like you were like, hey, we're missing this guy, and you didn't stop saying until you got an answer, which is good. So was that something you guys went over?
Yes, we stress out a lot. It's just a consistency thing. Like, it's just depending on, I don't know what it is. Like, that's one of the things we're trying to work on. We stress it. We've been stressing that even like throughout this whole year. Communication is key, and all these other top teams, they consistently like communicate pretty well. Obviously, they have their off moments. Everyone does, but a lot of days, like, we're just so hit or miss, and we're just trying to just lock in. So I'm happy that we actually had really good comms in the match we won today.
You know what? You should be happy, Timp. You know what? This was actually one of the biggest dubs you guys had this year. That was incredible. Continue on winning. I'm pretty sure the Paris fans are ecstatic right now. The Baguette boys are going crazy. And hopefully we get more interviews in the future, man. I love seeing you guys succeed.
Yes, sir.
All right?
Yes,
you take
sir.
it easy.
Appreciate y'all for having me.
Oh, anytime, baby. Keep winning so we can keep doing these interviews, man. All right, so that's pretty much it for the series. Toronto Ultra, at the end of the day, nameless. Let the fans know out there how much trouble they're in. We took a look at the standings and the Røkkr.
Tough spot. They're going to be in loser's bracket more than likely. I can't sit here and confirm. People who are a lot smarter than me will let you guys know that for sure, but it's probably going to come down to some tiebreaker scenario. That being said, they still have to play New York, so if they lose that series as well, then they're definitely in the loser's bracket. So tough spot for those guys. Just focus on getting better.
It's possible. You don't want to go into Major II with just one chance at winning and then you go home if something slips up. But, ladies and gentlemen, Major II is right around the corner, and if I see you guys there, you better be dripped out, get some apparel. I'm getting my OpTic Texas hoodie so I could be able to stay warm out there in Minnesota. But if you also want to represent your favorite team, your favorite players, just support the Call of Duty scene in general, make sure you head on over to shop.callofdutyleague.com. Go ahead and buy something nice for yourself, okay? Spoil yourself. You deserve it. But coming up next, we actually have the Battle of LA between the Thieves and the Guerrillas. Guerrillas. I can't wait to see this one coming. You guys are going to love this one as well. A lot of implications on how the bracket's going to look at Major II. We'll see you guys on the other side of the break for some more Call of Duty action.